Hey everybody, I want to introduce you to our latest sponsor, Salt Electrolytes. Feeling depleted after a tough grappling session? Well, Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs. Salt contains 6 different electrolytes with a touch of iodine to help maintain a healthy thyroid. No sugar, no dyes, no bullshit. Go earn your salt. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BJJ Foxcast. I am your host, Alex Martinez. I'm here with my co-host, Tojo. Say hello, Tojo.
You need to do something better.
Why?
Because of these fucking tripods. I'm just kidding. I like them.
And our special guest today is my good friend and black belt, Carlos Morales. Carlos, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Is this your first podcast you've ever been on?
Yeah, I have never done a podcast ever. I've done a lot of like face-to-face talking and training and other stuff like that, but never recorded it on video and put it on YouTube.
I can tell because you don't keep that mic in front of your face.
Yeah, you got to keep the mic in front of your face.
All right.
Let me know if you need me to adjust the height, because I'm
maybe a little bit. I'm not Tojo, so
Yeah. You mean smart?
yeah, we could say that. We'll use that word synonymous with short.
Hey, Alex, can you move the mic for me?
How's that?
Thank
better?
you. That's better.
I'm helpless.
Well, cool, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate Tojo sharing the spotlight for, at least an hour.
I'm the co-host, bro.
Yeah, he's a co-host.
Doesn't even count.
But
Nah.
this is, we used to count the episodes.
He barely counts as a member. A member.
I was told I was famous today.
You're famous?
Yeah, because I'm on the podcast.
Sometimes I like to make my friends famous. Sometimes.
But it was,
And then
at
they're like,
Naga,
that's
wasn't it?
Tojo. He's on the Silver Fox podcast.
But you heard it at Naga,
Oh,
right?
my God.
Huh?
It was someone at Naga?
Uh-huh.
Well, it's Naga, so it's not
Shh, bro.
So there was one episode we did where we got a little opinionated, and this dude commented, he said something like,
That doesn't sound like us.
two black belts that people barely know about, talking blah, 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 like we're talking shit. And I said,
100%.
and I was like, my reply was, wait, you heard of us?
That's probably every jiu-jitsu podcast, though. Like,
Yeah.
how much of the population does jiu-jitsu?
Yeah, it's 0.
1%?
Yeah, 1% maybe.
Maybe 1.
Hey,
Yeah.
everyone at my gym knows me.
Yeah. So Carlos is a black belt, and he took a very you took the long route.
I did.
How long did it take you to get your blue belt? Just blue belt.
Well, it depends if you count like the day I started training to the day I got my blue belt.
Yeah.
Because I started training, I was either 16 or 17. It was 2006 or 2007.
Yeah.
And I did jiu-jitsu for about 6 months, quit for probably 7 years, and then I got my blue belt a year after I came back.
Wow.
I really don't care about your history. Can we just talk shit?
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
We'll talk shit. Here in a minute.
He has to raise it again.
I'm just kidding. I
How's
just don't want to
that?
see you cry again.
That's a little bit better.
I'll only cry for you, too.
Thanks.
So how long is that to get your blue belt?
From the time I walked into a jiu-jitsu gym to the time I got my blue belt, it was probably 7 years.
Wow.
Or 8 years. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't
And were
start-
you one of those guys that are like, I've been training 7 years? Bitch, you haven't.
No, so when I walked back into the jiu-jitsu gym in San Diego, I had to put that caveat on it because I did train before, and I got a lot of, you're really strong. You're really not like a white belt. And
That's
I
like
was
the worst compliment ever.
Yeah,
You're really strong.
And it sucks because I pride myself on never using strength and like working off my back
Right.
for smaller people, right?
Whoa. Wow. Why'd he point at you?
Because that's what I do when I roll with Tojo.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I put that caveat on there so that people wouldn't feel like they're getting smoked by a brand new white belt
Right.
coming in through the doors. And after probably the first year at blue belt, it wasn't even a thing anymore.
Yeah.
It was just kind of a good blue belt. And I've never considered myself like good at jiu-jitsu. I just really like doing jiu-jitsu. Right? Like I look up to you guys because you guys live the jiu-jitsu lifestyle. I don't really do that. Like I'm an instructor at Aries East Mesa, but that's what I do 3 times a week. The rest of the time I have to do my 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. job.
Fuck, dude.
Right?
Yeah, that's a long ass day.
Yeah.
That's a long
Your
day.
slave job, is that what you call it?
It's not as much fun as it used to be.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you.
No job ever is.
Yeah, but going from like where you were mostly working from home to like going to a job where you have to go in every day is a shock. I mean, it's only been like 4 years, 5 years since we've been doing that kind of stuff. But imagine having to go back in every day.
Yeah, it sucks. So
it's like these old guys that like run these companies that like just can't let it go.
Dude, I made a killing. When with COVID when everybody sent home to work.
Yeah.
And I would go to these buildings that were typically, they're run by property managers. And in my line of work, there were restaurant owners and bars that were the lowest rung. I would never return their calls. And then just above them were property managers. You know what I mean? And everything else is like way better customers.
Well, they're the ones who can actually sign the checks, right?
Property managers have like a finite amount of money. Like say, you own a building and I offer to run it for you. And you say like, okay, so you're going to run my building for $200,000 this year. And if I agree
like that's
to
your
that,
budget.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And the owner's not going to give you any more money because you agreed. Right. So they're not big on spending money unless they absolutely have to. So,
if they don't spend it, do they get to keep it?
Probably. The way they always said no. But, you know, I went to them and we were doing this stuff like it was ionizing the buildings through their AC, right? And it like fights virus. It doesn't kill a virus because the virus isn't alive.
Sure it does.
But it disables it, I guess you could say, right? And it fights like mold and stuff like that. And I went to him and I was like, hey, man.
Snake oil.
Yeah, just snake oil.
Probably adds hydrogen to the water.
I said, hey, man, if we can't occupy these buildings again, like we're both out of jobs. So that really got their attention. Dude, it was millions of dollars we sold. That stuff. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, COVID flipped a lot of things on their head. I used to work in healthcare during COVID, so I was like my ass was in the chair every single day.
Yeah.
And then when I moved away from Arizona, that was my first taste of like remote work, and it was like twice a week, 3 times a week. It really depended because I moved to Houston and then I came back.
No shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I worked here. I actually worked for the hospitals up the street. I won't say their name. I don't want to give them any business.
Right.
But
how do you give a hospital business? You hurt people.
Does it rhyme with Blanner?
It could, right? But I did work right up the street from you.
Okay.
For about 4 years.
Okay.
So I did that every day, and it wasn't hard, right? It was maybe a 20-minute commute from my house. I was like, yeah, whatever. I just got to get up at 7, be there by 8.
Yeah.
And then I moved to Houston, and oh my God, there's no traffic like Houston traffic.
Houston sucks.
It's fucking terrible.
Houston sucks, man. My sister's moving back there. She
Worse than LA?
lives here.
Well, I never drove in LA.
Have you?
I drove to, remember when I went to pick up Amy at LAX?
No.
She's on her own. Next time if she flies into LAX, she's Ubering because I couldn't get there.
Dude,
I left an hour and a half
at like
early.
3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude. Yeah. Driving in LA completely.
I told you when I picked up the mini truck, right?
Nah.
Like it was the night before, like I was like midnight and I just like was like, all right, that's when I like pulled into like Palm Springs. So I like Google Maps, like how long would it take me to get to the port? And it's like hour and 20 minutes or something like that. And I was like, okay, cool. I have to wake up at this time. I wake up like 45 minutes earlier than I thought I had to. Right. And I'm like, fuck, I'll just check to see what traffic looks like now. And it's like 2 hours or something like that. It's like, it like doubled the time. And I was like, well, fuck, I guess I got to go now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. It was tollways there and back. Like in the morning, I would leave at 6 a.m. I'd get to work like 7:30.
Wow.
Right, in downtown Houston. All those buildings were empty, dude.
Yeah.
There was nobody there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to hold government employees accountable. Right. So I had to do the whole time clock thing. Every single week I was like, I'm salary. Why am I worried about this?
Right. Yeah.
And they didn't have a good reason for it besides we have to be beholden to the taxpayer.
Okay.
Yeah. But on the way home, it was like 3.5, 4 hours.
Yeah.
If I left at 5 p.m., I would pay $15 to take the tollway.
Yeah.
And it would still take me 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Yeah. My brother lives in Sugar Land.
Okay.
So
I live not too far from there.
So
like 30 minutes.
It wasn't terrible if you're driving around the periphery of the city, right? But once you start going into the city,
30 minutes is a mile away.
Bro, you have no idea.
That's like the running joke is Houston is an hour away from Houston.
Dude, so Houston Hobby was like a 25-minute drive from my brother's place.
That's the one that's like in downtown Houston, right? Hobby Airport? Not because George Bush is like on the outskirts, right?
Yeah, so I drove to George Bush to pick Amy up when she flew in for my mom's funeral. And my brother's like, yeah, it's going to be like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, no, Jade. Jade was flying in, and we picked her up at George Bush, and it was like an hour and 20 to get to the fucking airport. And this is like she flew in like at midnight, 2:00 in the morning. Like, there was no traffic. It's a giant city.
Yeah.
It's a giant metro area.
I picked up one of my friends. We competed at the Houston Open the following morning. It was a fucking terrible competition as well. But I picked him up from Hobby at 2:00 in the morning. We drove back. Took an hour to get home because there was no traffic. And then we woke up. We went to bed like at 3:30 in the morning. We woke up at 8 to drive an hour and a half back. And then we sat there. He was first on that day, and then I was last on that day. And I'm pretty sure we both had COVID. We both competed.
And herpes.
And herpes. Yeah. Well, that's, given.
Yeah, we got that.
That comes with jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But we sat there feeling like dog shit the whole time, and then we still had to commute back to my house after. I was like, man, I kind of wish we would have just left after your match, and I would have just not shown up.
Yeah. I did the one in 2017 when it was in Conroe.
They moved it? So
I guess. I did it. When I did it, it was in Conroe.
Was that like at a stadium? Or
it was like a small community college looking place. It had a nice arena.
I think this was at, I think it's called NRG Stadium.
Okay. Oh, that's the big one.
Or the convention center. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a big venue with nowhere to sit.
I hate that shit.
Absolutely no. So we opened up like the back doors, and they had mats back there, and we just sat there for a few hours. And then after about an hour or two, they're like, "Hey, you guys can't be in here."
Oh, no way.
I was like, there's 200 people in here. You're just gonna single us out? And I don't know. But then
it sounds like Texas is like California, which is also like New York. Where everyone from those towns, they'll say it's like the best place on earth, but then you can't fucking live there because it's a piece of shit to live at.
Dude, it sucked. It rained so much.
It's mainly the cities.
Yeah.
Right. Houston was shitty, but once you get to the outskirts, it lines up a little bit. You don't have as much city landscape.
Yeah.
It's kind of all open. Texas is huge, dude.
Yeah.
I'd go to the gym.
And there's a whole lot of nothing in most of it.
There's a whole lot of nothing. Yeah.
It would take me half an hour to drive to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But the gym was only like 10 miles away.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then like when you're driving, like, oh, there's a new Buc-ee's in this town. Everybody's all excited about the new Buc-ee's.
Who gives a fuck?
It's like Walmart, dude. You just go to Walmart. It's like Walmart with gas.
Have you been to Buc-ee's?
If it's like a Walmart, I don't give a fuck. I don't need another big store.
Yeah, they're just overdoing it now.
It's not like Walmart. Not even close.
They got cheeseburgers.
No, you can buy a tractor at some Buc-ee's, dude. Like, they got all kinds of shit.
So it's like a Tractor Supply.
Just wait. We're going to go to the grand opening of the Buc-ee's in Goodyear.
They're bringing one here?
Isn't it in Buckeye?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
They already broke ground on it.
Is it in Buckeye?
I think it's in Goodyear.
It should be in Buckeye.
You know,
that's where I'd put it first.
Where the South 202
Talk about a missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity.
Why am
Buc-ee's at Buckeye?
Buckeye and Buc-ee's.
I'm sure they'll open another one.
Remember when I said he's not like Tojo?
He's not like
smart.
Tojo. He's
yeah.
He's more of a blunt object.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Real
so
blunt. Real blunt.
So going back, you took the long route to through jiu-jitsu because you were in the Navy when you were practicing, right?
So I didn't practice when I was in the Navy, not really traditionally. I started jiu-jitsu. About 6-7 months later, I found out my son was going to be born.
Okay.
So that's James. He's 17 now. He just turned 17 in November.
And how old are you?
I'm 35.
Right. So you started early.
Yeah. So I had to figure some shit out really quick.
Yeah.
So I joined the Navy, quit doing jiu-jitsu, went on a couple deployments. I would train like for 2 weeks here and there, but I mean, I had a seagoing job, so it was never hey, we're going to be in port for 6 months.
No, not with your job.
No, it was like, hey, we're going to be in dry dock. You got to work 18 hours a day.
Yeah. Oh, and my favorite in dry dock was like, oh, we're going to be port and starboard. I called it port and report.
Yeah.
Because you never slept.
Yeah.
Ever fucking slept. It was just constant. Yeah. There was always some bullshit going on.
I had to sleep on the ship when there was no like bathrooms
or
anything,
me too.
Any water. Because I was the ship's fire marshal, so I had to stay on the ship.
Yeah.
And then the second I would go to the barge, I'd get a call on the radio, be like, hey, fire marshal, we need you in CCS. And I'd be like, I just fucking walked down 100 and something stairs, man.
So I was mess cooking when we went to the yards. And I would have to get up at 4 a.m, and then I have to walk to the galley, right?
Wait, how did...
Because the galley on board was being redone. We're dry dock. So I had to go to the base galley. That's where I did my mess cooking.
They made you do that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Shit.
And when we got off the boat, like I could see the galley. It was like 200 yards away, but I had to walk all the way around where the subs were because you can't walk through there. And then it would take me it was a 45-minute walk, dude.
Yeah.
And it was fucking cold in the snow, uphill both ways. No, I'm just kidding. No, but it sucked, dude, getting up that early. And then they didn't have a barge for us, so we're still living on board. Mm-hmm. And slowly the stuff starts going away, right? Because we don't have water here. You got to walk across to another freaking berthing to go use the shitter because they have water, that kind of thing. And then I get back from work. It's that evening, right? I go to my bunk, fucking crash out. I wake up, they're needle gunning in the freaking berthing. They moved everybody out, didn't tell me. I was still, they finally got a barge for us. So yeah, so I had to move all my shit while this guy's needle gunning. I was like, you should really stop or I'm going to fucking kill you. I was dead asleep, dude. And have you ever seen a needle gun?
No.
It's what they use to chip paint. And it's like this pneumatic.
Like a jackhammer then.
It is, but it has all of these like little needles, right? These
metal
pieces,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And they just, and they're super loud, dude. Fucking crazy loud. Yeah.
The people using it aren't exactly like top tier people.
They're
No.
blunt objects also.
No, yeah, they're very blunt objects. Yeah.
I would say I don't even know if I would call them objects. But no, I'm just kidding. I love my boatswain's mates. But yeah, I joined the Navy. I would train 2 weeks here and there, like maybe once a year.
Yeah.
And then went on deployment. One of the deployments, it was the stupidest thing ever. I was going to go be a recruiter in Los Angeles.
Okay.
And then I sent all my pictures in. So I was supposed to leave on that deployment. And I was already making plans like, how am I going to move? Where am I going to move my kids to? And I'm finally going to get to train again.
Yeah.
Awesome. I get to train again. And then I get a call from my detailer saying, hey, they're not going to send you recruiting. They found out you have a tattoo on your leg. And yeah, I have a pinup on my right leg.
Yeah, but
that they
you
saw
wear
from,
pants.
Yeah, so I had to submit pictures in my PT
Oh, I see,
uniform,
I see.
right?
Yeah.
So stupid me, I should have done it in sweats.
Yep.
Right? And then they would have been like, whatever. But they saw the mark from the pinup on my shin, and they're like, is that a birthmark? And I was like, no, it's a tattoo. They're like, oh, you're disqualified.
For a tattoo on your leg?
Yeah, for that tattoo right there.
That is pretty stupid.
Yeah, you can have tattoos on your face now, though, and be a recruiter.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure, yeah.
That happened a year after I didn't get there. So
Yeah. So my daughter was going to get stationed back in Hawaii as a, she was going to drive like a ceremonial type barge around Pearl Harbor.
Oh, man, that would have been the shit.
Yeah. But she had a tattoo on her hand and they're like disqualified.
Yeah. It's
Like,
I don't know. For the kind of people that are in the Navy and kind of who they were trying to recruit in, that seemed like a really stupid rule.
yeah.
Especially now since like retention numbers and recruiting numbers are so down.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, you got eyelid tattoos? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Come on. As long
Well,
as
I
they
mean,
don't say bad words.
They were always fucked up, even like when I was in, because I was in way before you, right? 91 through 2000.
Yeah, it was 08 to 22.
Yeah. So
He was in diapers when you were in.
Yeah, I'm sure. I was even when I was in, they had all kinds of fucked up things that made people want to get out and stuff like that. But we didn't have social media to find out en masse, how fucked up they were. Because for me, it was like the anthrax vaccines and all that shit that hell no, I'm not taking. You know what I mean? So yeah,
That was kind of like the COVID vaccine. Everyone got kicked out.
yeah.
My time was just up. I was like, yeah, I'm not taking it. So
We're gonna kick you out. Good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, please.
It's called terminal leave.
Yeah.
I'll do it for you.
So that was 2014. I had planned to stay on the ship through deployment and come back in 2015. And then I got a call from my detailer saying, hey, we're going to send you to Japan. And I'm like, I've already signed paperwork to extend on the ship for the next 2 years. Like, we didn't get that paperwork.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, are you sure? Because my career counselor said he sent it in. So I talked to him and he's like, I sent it in. I promised. Like, here it is. Here's the emails. And they're like, all right, well, you get to go to Yokosuka, Japan. And I was like, I'm not fucking going to Japan, dude.
What rank were you at the time?
I was an E5 and I had just made E6.
Okay.
So I was going to go to Cermak in Florida. So I was like, all right, I'll start training in Florida. I'll start doing that. And then I made E6 on deployment and they're like, hey, your orders are canceled because
you made E6.
Yeah, because they were for an E5.
Yep. Similar thing happened to me between duty stations. I made E5 and screwed everything up.
And then I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll just stay on the ship then. I'm not playing this game. I got like 4 months until I have to actually move. And then I get that call like 2 months before, and I'm like, I'm on deployment. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
They're like, well, you can go to Japan or you can go to Washington. And I was like, I'll go to Washington.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. Like I got sent back from El Salvador because we pulled into El Salvador. They flew me to Houston, and then they flew me back here, and I got to go to schools. I went to like 4 months of schools, and then that's when I started training jiu-jitsu again in October of 2014.
Wow. And who were you training under then?
Leticia Ribeiro out of Gracie South Bay in San Diego.
No kidding. Okay.
So I spent most of my naval career in San Diego, and the jiu-jitsu there is phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
So that's kind of where I got my start again. I was there for about 3 months. Really still appreciate like all the work that they do at that place, Gracie South Bay. It's still there till this day. Letitia's an amazing competitor. She's smaller than Tojo, right? And
that's pretty small.
I have never been manhandled by a woman ever. Like that's the only woman who's ever beat my ass.
What do you think is gives her that skill? What do you think brings that on? Like because when you talk about like rolling with like smaller women, a lot of them are like really timid to roll with guys. I mean, you're probably on like the 220s at the time, 190s, somewhere around there.
I was like 185, 190.
Yeah. What is it about the way she rolled that made it easy for her to tune you up?
So I think it was the way that she came up. I didn't have a lot of deep conversations with her, right? Her primary language is Portuguese.
Yeah.
Mine is English and Spanish. But I think it's the way she came up in Brazil when she used to train. Is she was probably the only woman on those mats.
Yeah.
So there was no excuses.
Right.
And when I was training with her, I think she was an 8-time world champion. I think she's at 10 now.
Wow.
But she's not an active competitor anymore.
Yeah.
And she really kind of just drove that mindset. And she has made like so many female champions. It's crazy. I was there the day that she made her first male black belt.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Tim Mendoza, day by day.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was there when Tim got his black belt. And it's weird how things come full circle, right?
Yeah.
Because we all love the day by day gis now. And growing up with
Roll
Tim
Union is my preferred. Where's the camera? Buy Roll Union, rollunion.com. Love you, Paul.
Buy
Sorry.
whatever gi you want.
Yeah.
But no, and then Tim has that same mentality where, he likes to train hard. He likes to go in there with the purpose, and he never like showed up in today. I'm just going to go with whatever. I think he always had a goal.
Yeah.
He went, and you could really see it in her students, the way she promoted them. There was a lot of like 4 or 5 year black belts after that.
Wow.
Because I followed them on social media through there, and I'd be like, hey, Tyson got his black belt. He was a blue belt when I was there.
No shit. How far did you get with her?
I got 2 stripes.
No shit.
Yeah, that was it.
White belt, 2 stripes?
Yeah, I was only there for 3 months. Right.
That's pretty good, though, getting 2 stripes out of 3 months. That's not bad.
Yeah. So I thought that was really cool. I don't know if it was like, hey, you paid like all this money up front, and now you're leaving, and you don't get to take anything with you, but we want to make sure that you're representing. And I was actually going to do the Long Beach Open under Gracie South Bay, and then like a lot of my orders got messed up, and I had to leave a little bit sooner, so I was like, I can't compete. But then I moved up to Washington, and I started training under George Hassing, who's a Marcelo Alonso black belt. And that's kind of where I built my foundation. So I started training up there in January of 2015, and I got my blue belt that October.
Wow.
So right after I did the Seattle Open, I got my blue belt like 2 days after that.
Nice.
And that's the day I almost snapped my neck. Yeah.
How?
I was at, so I'm an ultra, right? I'm usually the smallest person in that bracket.
Yeah.
I steamrolled the first guy. I rear naked choked him. I've never gotten that submission again in competition ever again. It was probably just because it was white belt and he was down 25-0. So he kind of just gave up and said, "Get me the hell out of here."
Yeah. Yeah.
But then I went against the other guy who was in the bracket, and that guy was like 400 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
So I shot in to take him down, and I push in, and he doesn't sprawl. He like falls because I'm taking him down, and all of his weight just kind of just on my neck. So I was pinned underneath him while he was falling in like a crucifix position like this.
Shit.
And I had a mouth guard on. I remember spitting the mouth guard out after, and it was in 2 pieces. Yeah. Damn. I was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I thought I died."
Hang on. I gotta fix something.
He always has to fix something. This happens every time.
Shut up.
He doesn't know how to work this.
I'm not sure, but that camera right there.
Hey, you should probably move that center post up.
What's that?
You should probably move that center post.
Center post is fine. Sure. Hang on.
This is such a bright light.
Yeah. It's fucking Bill's fault. Bill came here and he's like, you got to be fucking bukkakied with light.
You need more light. It's too dark in there. It's a dungeon.
Honestly, I think it's darker now. It's just like direct light. Because it's like, it's completely dark over here.
Yeah.
Fucking Bill.
What if you just light up the whole ceiling?
That's it? Just like the ceiling. It's like the sun.
You know, like those honeycomb lights that they have?
Yeah.
Would that work?
That'd be dope, but it'd feel like a fucking a lab.
Yeah.
Or a garage. Yeah, sure. See, you went garage because you're a blunt object. I went lab.
Well, the videos that I see it in are in the garage.
A laboratory.
The laboratory. All right, we're back. Sorry about that.
Shit.
So okay, so you get your third stripe on your white belt. You're fucking moving right along.
Yeah, so I got my blue belt in October of 2015 from Georgia Singh. Great time. I got promoted with like 8 other people. I still talk to most of them. Some of them actually live down here now.
Okay.
They don't train anymore, Dominic. But we're going to try to get him in the gym. And my time in Washington kind of runs out. I get out of active duty, and then I come down here. And I started training at Roots because I used to train with Gerson's cousin up in Washington.
Oh, no kidding.
So Gerson and I actually shared the same professor. When he started in 2007, George was his professor.
Okay.
Yeah, so we started right around the same time. He just never stopped.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Rough House at then?
Right down the street, dude.
Yeah.
Well, they had 2 locations, I think, right?
Yeah, so I think Rough House was off either Power or Higley back in the day.
Okay.
And then Arthur kind of got up and left everything. And
Yeah.
he was actually in Washington when I was in Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
is that where you were or no?
No,
I couldn't
no,
remember
no,
like
no.
the history of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I never trained with Arthur.
Because my very first jiu-jitsu class was at Rough House, right down the street off of like Guadalupe and whatever it is.
Was it rough?
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was rough. Actually, John Belcher was there. He was a blue belt.
That's crazy.
So
How did he treat you?
he was John's fucking sweetheart, man.
I was just like, now you can give it back to him.
Right? Work him. No, yeah, so the very first place I went was a place on just before you get to Dobson on Guadalupe, just out here. And then but it was closed. So I drove up and I was like, God, I hope this place works out because it's like a mile from the house. And it was closed. They just had the sign still up.
Yeah.
And then
Wait, like right off of Elliott?
No, Guadalupe. Guadalupe, just before you get to Dobson. There's that Starbucks and the Chinese restaurant, the Jiffy Lube.
There was a jiu-jitsu place in
Yeah,
there?
yeah. I don't remember what it was, but there was a jiu-jitsu place there.
Oh, because there's like a Gracie place right by that dive bar. On
Different.
that
That's a
sign
different
still
spot.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is that sign still
No,
there?
it's not there
Okay.
anymore. And then, so I was like, okay, well, I'll try this Rough House place. And I took 2 classes there. Gerson was a brown belt. He was the instructor. And what turned me off, honestly, was like they were trying to like get me to sign like day 1.
Yeah.
I didn't even roll. Like we just sat here. You know, I didn't have like I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and I felt like I was in the way. You know what I mean? And the place was small, so they had like all the higher belts on the mat, and then the lower belts on the wall, and then they call you up whenever you. And if they want to take a break, someone else rolls.
Right.
So I was like, okay, that's I didn't know any better, so whatever. And then I did 2 classes there, and then I went over to Nava's. And then Nava was like, here's a loaner belt, here's a gi, get on the mat. And everybody was like, I don't know, he just felt like I belonged because I had that loaner gi. So I don't know why. That was kind of cool.
It's a very Brazilian thing to want people to sign up right away.
Is it? Yeah.
I had that experience a couple different times. And jiu-jitsu, like even from the time that like you started or the time that I restarted, jiu-jitsu's changed a lot.
A lot. Yeah. Yeah.
Like it used to be sit your ass on the wall.
Yep.
We'll call you when we're ready to beat your ass.
Yeah. Dude, it was literally like, here's your loaner belt. Here's your loaner gi. Good luck. Thanks, Chief.
Yeah. So when I walked into that Gracie South Bay, I had a black gi because I bought a black gi.
Oh, you bastard.
Yeah. In 2007 when I was training. Right?
Yeah.
I bought a gi that fit. It was a bad boy gi. That thing's like gray now.
That's ballsy.
It weighs like 15 pounds. Yeah. When everyone would wear big baggy gis, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember showing up and be like, oh, you can't wear that gi. And I was like, why not? And like, oh, we're very traditional here. It's like white or blue, black is reserved for the instructors. And I was like, okay, I'll buy that gi then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I bought a gi, and I ended up lending that gi to someone. I never saw it again.
I actually I borrowed a gi from Luis Valera, Big Luis.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of my.
Did
he was
you
like
swim in it? Actually, you were kind of chubby back
Yeah,
then.
no, I was. It fit perfect. But he was like, here, man. He goes, don't wear the loaner gi. He goes, I got a gi you can use until you buy one. I'm like, all right, cool. So then I bought.
I mean, all of us have fucking just gis in our closet.
Yeah,
like,
they're
I'm
everywhere.
never gonna wear that again.
Yeah, and yeah, that helped too. I don't know. It was just a different vibe. That's all it was.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, man, I really appreciate like the way we have our gym right now, your gym, right? It's an amazing place to go to every day. When you get there, it feels like you're at home.
Yeah.
Right. There's not really a lot of stress that comes from it.
Yeah.
At least I don't feel it, right? It might still be stressful when people show up for the very first time. But I remember like walking into a brand new school as a brown belt. And I was like, shit, I don't know if I should be here. Right
Yeah.
now.
That's got to be scary. I never had to deal with that. So that's got to be pretty scary. We had a couple guys like my buddy Dan and my friend, my buddy Tom. Luis, big Brazilian Luis. They all came like to Paul. Now, Luis was training, so it wasn't as bad. But Dan and Tom had a layoff, a big layoff, and they were purple belts when they showed up. We're like, oh, here we go. This is going to be fun.
Talking about Ensing and
Goggin? Yeah. Yeah, they had big layoffs.
When
before
they came back
up.
to Paul's?
Yeah.
Or when they first came to Paul's?
Yeah.
I actually like don't even really remember them coming.
Yeah.
I think it might have been like when I was like only coming like once a week or twice a week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever quit?
He
No.
quit.
No,
He quit.
I was consistently like once a week.
What? You know what? Why are you starting to lie on this show?
Why? Is he so mad?
You're because you're
Push the
full of
button.
shit. Listen,
He's hurting the
show-
vibe right
push the
now.
button.
when you show up every day, right?
Yeah.
And then you show up once a week, you quit. I'm sorry, you quit.
Keep showing up, Tojo.
Yeah. Yeah.
I train more than him. I don't go on these stupid ass week long vacations to jerk off.
Yeah, that was crazy. He was gone forever.
I was gone for 5 days.
That's a week.
It felt like, well,
That's 5 days is not a week.
were you gone for 5 training days? Or
Yeah.
4 training days.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 training
that's
days.
almost 2 weeks.
Yeah. It's like dog days. Dog days in jiu-jitsu.
So you quit. You quit.
I quit.
This week.
I quit the program.
It's okay.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm a big enough man to say it.
I just think you're delusional.
So one of the things that kind of kept me coming back to jiu-jitsu is when I was in Washington, my kids started training with me.
Nice.
So I'd pick them up from the bus. The sun was going down because it was Washington, and 3:30 the sun starts to
That's
go
what
down.
happens. Yeah.
It's a terrible place to live. But we would drive an hour.
Fuck Washington.
Yeah. Especially now. We would drive an hour to train. I'd sit there for an hour for their classes, and then they would sit there for 2 hours for my classes.
Oh my God.
By the time we got home, it was like 8:30, and I still had to feed them.
Oh, those poor kids.
Yeah. But the good thing was, like, they didn't get picked up for school until almost 9.
Okay, so they could sleep a little bit.
So they
yeah.
could sleep in.
Yeah.
And my kids were very much latchkey kids. Hey, get your ass to the bus. Make sure you don't miss it.
Yeah.
So we did that for 3 years. I got out of active duty. I came down here and started training here. And life just got easier, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about duty anymore. I didn't have to worry about training in the Navy.
Yeah.
Right? My jobs were to go to school, get my education, go to work. And I didn't really have to work because I was getting paid to go to school for my GI Bill.
Yeah.
But that's definitely not enough to feed a family of
No.
5.
No. It's perfect if you're just going to school. Like if you're single and you do like 9-10 years and you get out, dude, that GI Bill pays for some stuff, dude.
So we'd go to school, I'd go to work, I'd get home before they get out of school. I'd get them ready, we'd go train. And they used to do the kids class. They did it for about a year, and then they got a little too big for the kids.
Yeah, of course. That's the tweener phase, man, where they're not quite big enough for the adult class, but they're too big for the little kids.
Yeah.
That's so tough.
They just go to the adult class and just get smashed.
Just get smashed for a couple years, man.
so
Yeah,
Aiden does.
That's
That's what happened, right?
Yeah, well, Aiden does it, and he talks shit the entire time.
Yeah.
That's because Aiden is bigger than most people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
he's bendy too, though.
Just
That's the
so
thing.
weak. He's so weak.
Did I tell you what he said? Like, he was talking mad shit. So I was submitting him like over and over, and I was just like working him, and the bell sounds, and he goes, "Man, they go hard in that rest home, huh?"
How come all of our friends have like sons that are just assholes?
I don't know where they learn it from.
Right?
Like little Gavin.
Yeah.
Little Gavin.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I can't even repeat some of the things that Gavin said. They're not terrible.
Joey's like, you can't say that.
The problem is Gavin will say something and Joey just laughs his ass off. Joey's his dad.
Yeah. Good. Great person. Gavin's a good kid.
Yes.
Right.
He deserves every ass whooping.
He deserves every ass whooping.
He asked me to roll yesterday.
Past and present.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I would, but I have to get to this wrestling tournament. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
So both the kids are in wrestling now. Right. It's really helped James.
Yeah.
We haven't seen how it's going to help Aiden with his jiu-jitsu yet. But they were really like passive kids.
Yeah.
Right. And jiu-jitsu is great when you have kids that aren't necessarily athletic. Like my sons aren't athletic. But wrestling is slowly beating them out of that passiveness.
Okay.
Because
That's good.
You can't not be.
Exactly, right? Because if you are, you're going to get tossed on your head, which
Yeah.
I saw a bunch this weekend.
Yeah.
That or your coach is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had some kids that came from a wrestling program, and it was like one of those. They weren't wrestling. It was like club wrestling, and the parents were like, "We love it. We love that, like the discipline that they're getting out of it. We love like all of the good parts of wrestling, right? All the discipline, all that stuff." And he's like, but the dad was like, "But they just want to compete every weekend. Like it's train all week, compete every weekend, and they don't have a problem with that. But it's like a 12-hour day."
Yeah.
It's
I
like-
did that.
I hate tournaments.
Dude, yeah, it's like, but
twice this weekend.
yeah, bro, it's like, and they, and I said, look, if your kids want to compete, cool. If they don't, cool. Like, I don't really push people to compete. If they want to, I'll completely support them and I'll get them ready. But, it's going to be really up to them. They were like, oh, okay, cool. So I'm teaching the kids program at the time. And I'm just like, giving instruction and making them work and blah, 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 blah. One of them comes up and he just stands next to me and he's just looking at me. And I'm like, what's up, man? He goes, "You don't cuss, huh?" I was like, "What?" He goes, "My wrestling coach cussed at us all the time." I'm like, yeah, no, I don't really cuss at the kids. No.
Those are blunt objects. Those coaches, those are blunt objects.
I thought you meant the kids.
Nah. The kids don't know any better.
They don't know any better. No, but they're really good kids. Those two are really good kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were like, I would have them like do bear crawls and stuff like that, and they're like, "That's it," because they would do like the suicides, but bear crawl.
Well, you got to think, you got them for an hour.
Yeah.
Right? That wrestling coach has them for 2, 3, sometimes more.
Yeah, that's
so the first hour is conditioning.
Conditioning, yeah. They probably do like conditioning, then technique, and then live. So they got a lot of time. Yeah, we don't have that.
The kids love it though, man.
Yeah.
Like I think one of the things that wrestling does good is it puts a team aspect to an individual sport.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In jiu-jitsu, we kind of need to get better at that. Is we don't have like kids competition teams that go out there every week.
Gracie Baja's like, hold my poodle.
Right. We've already figured out how to make that cult even bigger.
No,
You make them buy all of our geese.
Yeah.
but I think if we were to do like a competition class for kids, I think I'd make it 2 hours.
Yeah. They kind of need that time to release all that energy.
Blow up. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then go home and just lick your wounds and get ready for
Justin
Monday.
just makes them do push-ups.
Justin's so funny, man. Stop talking. And the funny thing is like he's like, okay, you guys are acting up. You're gonna do a bunch of cardio, and they hate him for it. And then they had that kids open mat and they were rolling, and the cardio helped. And they're like, see, the cardio does work.
Yeah, it's worth it.
Yeah, man. Even at that age, man, working that cardio is really good for them. Not just physically, mentally too. Makes you mentally tough when you don't want to do something.
So you have a student who's a blue belt, who's a head coach, Emmanuel. Right?
Oh yeah.
He runs an amazing program down
bet.
at ALA Queen Creek. Shout out to Emmanuel. I was there twice this past weekend. Amazing job, brother. Love it. But he also does a wrestling camp for kids.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I want to say it's about 3 months. It might be a little shorter. And you pay up front, and he has them lift weights. He has them wrestle. And I think that's what I'm going to do with Aiden this year.
Got to do it.
Year round.
Dude, and that guy is such an amazing human.
Yeah, he is.
He is an amazing human. I enjoy talking to him. I always learn something from him, and he's super humble. he wrestled at a real high level, and he'll never put that in your face. Yeah. Never.
Until you try to take a shot on him.
That never works out.
No, he puts you on your ass.
So one time, I was telling Taylor because I was training with Emmanuel, and I told Taylor, I was like, I touched his leg on that single. It didn't work out after that, but I did touch that leg. That's all I care about.
So that's one of the good things about jiu-jitsu, right? If you know someone's strength and you go into that strength, they're going to use it.
Oh, yeah.
So I went in for that shot, and he sprawled, right? And he went to drive. So what did I do? I put my leg in, Sumigeshi, threw him over. And
nice.
I'm here. I'm like, it wasn't wrestling. It was judo.
Hey, Bill, did you hear that? He spoke Japanese.
Yeah. Now that means I'm a sharp object, right?
No,
you're just a dull object in a different language.
Yeah, different language, blunt object. Yeah. That's okay.
It's all right. But, man, like, I think that's one of the great things about, like, Aries East Mesa is we have people who do jiu-jitsu, but it's just they do jiu-jitsu for fun.
Yeah.
Then they'll have, like, wrestling.
Hey, you don't have to kiss his ass on here just because it's his podcast.
I don't. Right.
We can just talk shit.
But eventually we'll work up how I got to Aries East Mesa.
Yes.
And we've been doing this for like 45 minutes and we haven't finished through that part.
Oh,
I told you we don't care.
Plenty of time. No, he's got a hard stop, dude.
Why?
Hard. I got to get ready for work.
How
tomorrow.
hard?
Not as hard as you.
Hey, ask him how many alarms he has.
How many alarms do you have?
It just depends, man. It depends on the day, okay?
It's all about a vibe.
He goes, my first alarm goes off at 5. I was like, wait, how many fucking alarms do you need?
I do like an alarm every 10 minutes, right?
That's insane.
So one alarm, like, I know if it's my third alarm, I have to get up. I have to shower.
Your third alarm.
Yeah. It's weird. That's how my brain works.
Dude, when my eyes pop open, I'm done sleeping. And it could be 2 a.m.
Well, I don't know if I'm still dreaming when the first alarm goes off.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
That's why.
I've definitely pressed snooze before and thought that was, and then it goes off again, and I thought that was the first time.
Yeah.
And you press snooze again, and you're like, wait, what time is it?
Yeah. But I'll have days like my wife will wake me up because she gets up at that time too, and she's like, hey, it's 6:30. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So we've gotten through blue belt. Where'd you get your purple belt?
I got my purple belt at Roots.
Okay.
With
Okay.
Pearson, and,
Gotcha.
I got my brown belt there as well.
Yeah.
And then I got my brown belt right after COVID, so it was kind of a shitty thing.
Yeah.
I was a brown belt for 3 years.
Yeah.
And then Paul gave me my black belt.
Yeah.
A little bit over a year ago now.
Yeah. December
Yeah, December of 23.
23.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got my brown belt right before COVID.
What number black belt were you?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't care.
He always brings up the numbers.
I was
Who's he?
I was the second one to go from white belt to black belt. That's all I know.
They tell you,
Yeah.
like, Alva,
Jeremiah
was
first.
like, what number are you? What number are you? I'm like, I don't know. I don't care.
I have no idea.
I don't care. I'm a black belt under Ponava.
I'm probably in the
Period.
the mid 20, something like that. I would
just
imagine.
tell people to, like, whatever number we are on, remove 10, and then the next one remove like 11. I don't know.
Yeah, something
I'm
like that.
somewhere in the 50s.
Yeah, I'm somewhere in the 20 something. I would imagine. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, I spent a really long time at each belt. So I
Yeah.
spent 3 years at blue belt.
Yeah.
Transferred schools. I spent 3 years at purple belt. Got my brown belt. I was a brown belt for a couple years, and then I moved to Houston, and I got to train with Jeff Messina at BJJ Revolution, and that was like my first experience of this is a no bullshit competition school.
Yeah.
Like they do not fuck around here. They're
That's
literally competing.
Roughhouse lineage, right?
Yeah, BJJ Revolution. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jeff and Arthur would be at the same level, and then Rodrigo's above them. But I mean, you've competed against both of them, right? Jeff and Rodrigo.
Yep.
Right. You're literally
I beat one of
competing.
them.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say who. I beat one of them.
No, I'll say it. Right? So you beat Jeff, and that was before you and I were like on really personal terms like that. Like you had gone to Roots a couple times, and I knew of you, and he was asking me like, you know Alex, and I was like, yeah, I know Alex. Yeah, he came and showed like a couple moves at one of our gyms. And he's like, well, what kind of game does he have? I was like, honestly, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
you and I had never rolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he came back, and I was like, you lost. What happened? He's like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I just felt like I was not matched up right. Like,
So I was lighter.
okay.
I was lighter, but I was lifting real heavy at the time.
Okay.
Like stupid. Like I was injured from lifting.
You guys are about the same age.
Yeah, we're about the same age, but he's bigger.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So I got him on his back, and I'll never forget this. He had a moment where he kind of looked over at the either the clock or listened to somebody ref it or coaching him or whatever, and I just freaking jumped over his leg. Like I just dove, like I grabbed his knee and I just pushed and I landed in side control. And when I landed, all I could think is like, God, I hope somebody got that on film.
I got to see this.
Yeah, but
I've never seen the match.
Yeah,
but he did talk about it a little bit, and I was like, sometimes you just lose, man.
Yeah.
Like maybe it wasn't your day, and I mean, he traveled from Houston.
Yeah,
to
he
here.
did. Yeah,
that was at the Phoenix Open, right?
Yeah, and it was hot as balls, dude. It was. I'm sure the humidity, slightly at more elevation, it definitely affected him. But yeah, I was happy to get away with the W because he's a tough dude.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I still follow him to this day. I think he has 6 or 7 gyms in like the Houston area.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And his black belts are killers.
Yeah, that's cool.
Chris Roberson, he comes out here all the time.
I know Chris.
Yeah. Chris is a beast, man.
Dude, Chris played college football.
Did he?
Yeah. So he's a legit athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's if you guys don't know who Chris Roberson is, go to a tournament, look for the giant black man with a cowboy hat.
Yep.
And that's him. That's him. Smile on his face all
Nicest
the
guy
time.
in the world will kill everybody.
He'll kill everybody in the room.
And he just won his first IBJJ world title.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was really happy for that. I can now say I got my ass kicked by
a world champ.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. No, that's cool, man. Chris is
Paul's too small to beat you up.
Paul has not beat me up.
So one of the first times I roll with Carlos, we're scrambling. Obviously, like he's playing nice, but I baby boloed and I got behind him and I'm about to crab ride him and he does a backflip, dude. He does a backflip and I just curled up in a ball and I just covered my head.
Should have followed him.
For shit. No, he did a backflip.
I know. You're in the crab ride. You have the pants and you have the shins behind his hamstrings. As he backflips, you back roll and you follow him.
Nope. I covered up my head.
Soft.
Yep.
This is a lot of man to land on top of.
That's a lot of man. That's a lot of human. Yeah.
So I actually did that same move in front of Jeff. And he was like, what the fuck was that? He stopped like the class. He's like, did you guys see that? And I was a little heavier too because I was not healthy when I was in Houston.
Okay.
I was probably like 270.
You know what? You were probably depressed because Houston sucks.
Yeah.
Houston sucks.
Yeah. So we did not have a good time moving to Houston. We lived in an RV for like 2 months.
Oh, you were definitely depressed, dude.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah.
Did you even have air conditioning?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Right. It was the shittier part was, did we have heat? Because we had to use propane tanks for our fifth wheel.
Wow.
So if the propane ran out in the middle of the night, you're
just cold.
Yeah, you found out
you're just
when
cold.
It was cold. It sucked. Right, but then we got into our house and all that went away. But
now buying a house in Texas, that's nice because you can buy a giant house for like nothing.
Yeah,
they're beautiful homes, like all brick and shit like that.
I really do miss my house.
Till
in
a
Texas.
tornado comes.
Oh, there's no
Do you hear about
tornadoes
the
in
story? What's his name?
So my buddy
Evan.
A tornado happened when I was there.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, hey, you're gonna have to respond. I was like,
Dude, it
what do
took
you
out
mean?
Evan's neighborhood.
So Evan Wolfenberger is he was one of my white belts. He got his blue belt in Texas.
Yeah.
From Formiga.
Yeah. I was very I rolled.
Bad motherfucker.
Hey, Evan can roll.
Yeah.
So I was very sad because Evan's such a great kid. He's young, maybe 23.
Yeah, he's not very old.
Yeah, and he moved back to Texas, North Dallas, basically, right?
Tornado happened.
The day he got there, a tornado hit. So he's in his house, and they're getting like alarms on their devices, and they're going outside looking. It seems okay. And then he said it sounded like a train going by his house, and they ran inside. He resigned himself like this could be it,
Yeah.
And he's telling his mom who's hunkering in a closet with him with a pillow over her head. He's telling her like, just yell my name because I won't be able to see you because it was like midnight or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
They go out. His entire neighborhood is gone. The only house that's still standing is his. Dude, he spent hours that night, like finding bodies.
And he grew up with them. Like
Yeah.
these are like people.
These
he
are all
knows.
his friends that he went to school with.
Yeah, that's rough, man.
Yeah,
relatives.
yeah. People, and he was just finding bodies.
I got really lucky when I lived in Houston. There was no hurricanes. There was
Yeah.
no really significant tornadoes.
Yeah.
The freeze happened the year before.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, they just had snow last week.
Yeah. Wild.
Crazy, like a large amount of snow.
Yeah.
The thing I was thinking of, I fucking hate those alarms on your phone when they go off. They just go off out of nowhere sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, I live in Arizona. I can turn those off.
Yeah, they're annoying.
There is nothing that's going to happen in this state
No.
that I need to be worried about.
Boob.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's going to cool down.
Oh, there's
for 3
dirt.
hours.
My house is going to get dustier.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, it wiped out his whole neighborhood. Like just slabs. Like houses are gone.
That's tough, man. Like, and it's a yearly occurrence. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like fire season in California.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So I dealt with, because I lived in California most of life, I dealt with fire season a lot. Luckily, our houses never got burned or anything like that. But I can't even imagine like having to deal with rebuilding your home.
No, man.
Like
No.
what are they saying? It's like $250 billion of damage that happened over
Yeah.
there. And that's something that happens out in that area every single year.
Every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, if this house went down for whatever reason, I'd be bummed. Obviously, you lose your house, but there's things in here that cannot be replaced.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably what would hurt the most.
Amy'd be like, thank God the dogs are gone.
Yeah, she's like, I just realized I'm not a little dog person. I was like, you just realized that?
I still have a big dog I need to rehome.
Oh, man, she was beautiful too.
She is. They just, I don't know what it is with them, man. They cannot get along.
Yeah, are they still bullying her?
No, not really.
Okay.
They can't be around each other. Like the other day, I think it was 2 days ago, I might have left my bedroom door open and one of the girls came out of the room and Aiden calls me and he's like, Dad, what do I do?
Oh,
We're like looking at each other
oh shit.
and they're growling. I'm like, just get up and say, hey, who needs to go potty? And one of them's going to follow you. So he did that and he put him away. He's like, oh my God, I thought they were going to fight.
Oh God, they're
Oh,
big
yeah.
dogs too. He's
Yeah.
got Great Danes.
Yeah, that'd be stressful.
That's like
Yeah.
a Tojo fighting another Tojo.
Big dog?
Oh,
Yeah, they
so
literally roll. They,
I'm a big dog.
no
they lay
damage.
as much as you do.
So no damage.
But they have sharp teeth.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Tojo has sharp teeth.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'll bite
Yeah, yeah, he does.
I'll bite you.
Yeah, man. So I remember when you walked through the doors of the academy, I was like, oh, cool, he's visiting. And then John walked through the doors of the academy. Oh, cool, they're visiting. And then you guys are like, oh, no, we're going to join. I'm like, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was, fuck yeah, man, that's cool.
Yeah. Sometimes it's, you just kind of need a change,
Yeah.
right? And I realized that I was a bigger fish in a smaller pond.
Mm.
And I love the people I trained with, right? But you get used to it
Yeah.
repeatedly over and over and over. And I couldn't get more bodies by staying at that gym because it was the only gym that we had on this side of the valley.
Yeah.
When I was in Houston, I could train at 6 different gyms and I could never run into the same person again.
Dude, you know what's wild about Houston? There's jiu-jitsu schools everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's like, there could be like a shopping center. There'll be 2 in the same shopping center. There's like plenty to go around out there.
Yeah.
And they're both, there's like 8 million people.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But they're always packed, right? It was like Aries, right? There's classes in the morning, there's classes in the afternoon, there's classes in the evenings.
Yeah.
And the school that I was going to when I came back only had classes in the evenings. That I was
Oh,
interested in.
I see. Yeah.
And yeah, it was a half an hour drive each way.
Yeah.
And I get
That plays into it.
Yeah, I get
Sure.
like not wanting to drive back and forth, but at some point it just became like I need to see more bodies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I need to see where I stand. Am I actually a brown belt? What's going on here?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. We, when I was in Houston, I trained at a place, a Henzo Gracie place, Riverstone, just outside, just right in the Sugar Land area.
Mhm.
And, they were a newer academy. And, I walked in, I called them and I said, hey, visiting from out of town, want to see if I can jump in one of your classes. They're like, yeah, sure. No problem. So I walk in and I signed the waiver and, they were very nice. They're like, oh, no, don't worry about a drop-in fee. I'm like, oh, cool. So I go to the bathroom, I come out, and they're like, wait, you're a black belt? And I'm like, yeah. and they were like, they were so nice. And the guy there, Jamie, the head instructor there, he's a beast, dude. He's a freaking beast. Nicest guy. His ears are all mangled. You know what I mean? That guy. And I picked up a lot of cool shit from him.
I hate going to another school and just being like, you always want to message them, just be like, hey, is it cool? Like if I drop in.
Yeah.
But I never want to be like, hey, I'm a black belt.
I'd never do that.
I hate that. I just feel, it feels so cringe to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had that recent experience, right? probably a few months ago, I asked you, hey, is there like an Aries out in Dallas? And you sent me towards Marcus.
Yeah.
Right. And amazing school. It was an hour from where I was staying.
Okay.
But it was the only Aries like
Right,
in the
right.
area. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to go see what it was like. Kind of the same vibe, right? Like,
Yeah.
Come on in, we'll train. Don't worry about the drop-in fee.
Yeah.
Put my belt on. He's like, oh, you're a black belt.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. One of the things I don't mention it, like if I message the school, I just want to show up and train.
I just want to train. Yeah. Yeah.
And they were animals out there too.
Oh, dude.
Yeah. He has an amazing school out there.
Marcus Antalante is a beast, dude. He is a beast. So I'm sure his black belts, everything, I'm sure all of his colored belts also are animals.
Yeah, I got worked a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. But there are some Aries school they charge you a drop-in fee.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Is there one in Vegas?
I don't think there's an Aries affiliate in Vegas.
We always go to Honey Badger.
Yeah, go to Honey Badger. It's called the Academy of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's in, what's the name of the town?
Not Somerville, right?
Summerlin.
No, or Summerlin. Not Summerlin. It's maybe it was Summerlin.
It was west. Vegas. It was west of Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's close to Summerlin.
Yeah.
If it's not Summerlin, it's close to.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be in Vegas for about a week.
Okay. Yeah.
It's
hit
awesome.
him up. Hit him up.
Their school's great.
Yep. Really nice people. Plenty of black belts to roll with, but they're all like super cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't really go a week without training these days. Like even with work and, really only teaching at the academy.
Yeah.
Not being able to stay.
Yeah.
I have to like train on Saturday, or like I'll go to Paul's on Sunday and get some action. Cause if I go 2 weeks without training, like as soon as I start rolling again, I'll get cuts on my face.
Yeah.
I start getting bruises. I'm like, this sucks. It's like being a white belt again.
It's conditioning, right? Yeah. That's one thing. I was talking to a friend of mine about, you have a different reason, and Steve, like you guys completely get a pass, but I've noticed, I've noticed that when people start coaching, a lot of times they stop training. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like Tojo coaches in the morning, just like I did at Navas, and he trains in the evening. So the cool thing about doing that is you can come in the next morning and be like, hey, this is what's not working with the technique that we're working on right now. Cause you can test it. You can test it in real time. And I was telling a friend of mine, I was really lamenting, like, how do I get my coaches to be a little bit more involved in the training? Huh?
I didn't know you knew that word. Lamenting.
I haven't heard him say that one.
Did you just read a book?
I've been trying to work that in a conversation for about, how long have we been doing the podcast?
About 6 months now.
How long have we been doing the podcast?
A tally of the words that he said that have never entered his vocabulary before.
But I was talking to him about that, and he's like, he goes, and he's an addict. And he says, it's funny because like people that, are addicts that, come out the other end and start their own clinic to help addicts get clean. They quit going to meetings. You know what I mean? It's like, it's almost like you've arrived and that's your therapy, but you still need that therapy. You still need your time on the mat. Like you were saying, you're scrounging for that time to train, right? On Sundays or whenever you can. But when, you've got things going on with your personal life that don't allow you to just stay for 3 hours. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just can't. So and Steve, I always say Steve gets a pass because he zigzags all over town coaching.
Yeah, he coaches everywhere.
Fucking everywhere, dude. I'm like, how do you do it? He's like, I don't know. I just do it.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Like if I stopped working, that's what I would have to do.
Yeah.
Like to make ends meet, I just have to coach 5 or 6 different times a day.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Steve does.
I think he does.
If it's jiu-jitsu or like kettlebells.
Yeah.
Or
well, now he's got a house, so he's actually training people out of his garage. So that's really cool. So funny. But yeah. So I was talking about that, and I don't know how to fix that. I don't know how to help these guys. Like,
you have to fire him.
Can't fire him. Can't fire him.
You could.
I guess. Really? If I want to teach more classes.
I don't get the mentality because, like, for me, as the morning coach, like, there's days where I can't roll because I will never ask one of my students to sit out for me to roll.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
That's not my job. Is to teach. My job is not to roll. I'm not there to train. I'm there to teach.
Correct.
So there's days where, it's even numbers with students, so I'm not going to get to roll. And if someone wants to sit out, I feel like it's my job to kind of push them to be like, you're going to be mad at yourself if you sit out.
Yeah.
Get in there.
Man.
Find someone and roll.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I mean, I can jump in, you know, if you
Sure.
need me to jump in, like if you're hurt or something, you know, I can do that for sure. But I think, you know, I feel like it's my job to make sure that my students are rolling.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously accommodate if they can't. Like some people like are injured and they're just there to drill. And I'm like, all right, that's cool.
Yep.
I'll take your spot when it's time to roll.
I also like sitting out, well, because I'm lazy. But no, I like sitting out because I want to see who's actually trying the move that we're working on. And then I like to see your students will have they'll take on almost like your methods, right? They'll
style,
yeah, your style.
Mm-hmm.
And you can kind of see okay, I got to fix this. I got to fix that. Like, you know, you'll see them doing a guard pass and not going crossface, and just leaving openings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I got to fix this.
Yeah, I'm a little less specific. Like, I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings if if someone's not trying the technique of the day or whatever, or the week or whatever we're working on. But I do like when you see someone definitely trying something they haven't tried before, or they're trying to work something through.
Yeah.
And then he's pull them aside. He's like, "This is why that's not working."
Yeah.
And he kind of gives you something to coach on.
Yep.
And you can't do that if you're rolling.
That's true. That's
right?
true. Man.
And again, your job as the instructor is to instruct.
Yeah.
Not to train.
Yep. Get everybody up.
That's
to
the
speed.
reality of it.
That's
the reality of it. So with that, in mind, I have to go train. So that's why I'm there in the evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how you fix that.
Well, it's hard because I mean, I don't want to ask somebody to be away from their family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, I get that.
Your job doesn't feel bad about telling you to stay away from your family.
That's true.
If I lived there, they still wouldn't be happy. I guess one way to look at it is, do you want to be a good instructor or do you want to be a good jiu-jitsu practitioner?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
what's more important to you?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If being good at jiu-jitsu is important to you, you're gonna make the class.
Yeah. That's true. That's
Right.
true. Yeah.
And I've never gotten to the point where I've said, "Oh, I'm good at jiu-jitsu."
No.
So
No.
that's why I
every
still
time
show
I
up.
think that, somebody whips my ass.
Yeah.
So
You're welcome.
yeah, there was one time I'll never forget this. I just got my blue belt and I went. It was a local tournament. I can't remember which tournament it was, but I double gold. Like I won division and the open, and then I'm so full of myself because I always made a point. Like if I compete the weekend, I always show up on Monday to train. That was my thing. Yeah. And so I show up on Monday to train, and I got my ass handed to me.
It's like having
'Cause
a
you were
jiu-jitsu
beat.
hangover.
No, I was a little bit hungover. There was a little bit of a hangover, but it was like I was telling Amy, I was like, I remember that week specifically because it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just getting the shit kicked out of me, and I was like, okay, I'm not that good.
But you do compete a lot, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
There was an old saying like, one competition is worth a month of jiu-jitsu,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've only competed maybe like 15 times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a big avid competitor.
Okay.
Mainly because I don't like getting smashed.
Yeah.
Because for my size, I don't train or I don't roll like
Right.
Ultra.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's one of the downfalls of never having that instructor that was a big, huge guy showing you how to be a big, huge guy. They've all been small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
You know how to sidestep though, right? That's all ultra heavies do.
Yeah.
They just hold
Just
each other
dance.
and then they sidestep.
You just dance. We should start playing like
For
waltz.
5 minutes.
We should start playing like waltz music when ultras are going.
Just like on a box, just like
like this. No, but that kind of explains your style of rolling because you roll like a small dude.
Yeah, I've never been able to kind of learn any other way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will apply things like how I think someone my size will, but then I roll with someone who's actually like, who is it? Foster's up in Washington.
Yeah.
When I trained with those guys, I was like, man, these guys feel like they weigh a ton.
Yeah. Yeah.
how are your rolls with Dave?
Dave Blau.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to be honest?
Yeah. Do you fuck him
No,
up?
I want you to lie to us like Tojo does.
Yeah.
I love rolling with Blau.
Yeah.
Right. I look up to him. But I kick Dave's ass. And I do it in a nice way.
Yeah.
Like we'll start standing, and I did this the other day. I was like, last time we were standing, I threw you. And he's like, yeah.
Didn't he hurt your knee? Was that him?
No, he hurt my rib.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like I don't remember what it was.
Way to
but
go, Dave.
I had a messed up rib for like 4 months.
No shit.
Yeah, and I was like, what is this feeling?
Oh, you hurt Kabe's knee.
Yeah.
You heard Kabe's knee? How dare you?
Right before Worlds.
I tried to roll with him yesterday. He's like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Kabe's like one of the sweetest people I've ever met.
I love John.
Too.
Yeah.
And, he's really kind and says like, oh, it wasn't your fault. It was like It was me trying to get that way. And I just have this position from half guard when people are trying to pass where you're not going to get your knee out unless you try to come back in. And when you come back in, I'm going to take your back.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't try to do that. He kept trying to go that way, and I didn't let go.
Oh,
so he
yeah.
had deflection on his knee, and it just went. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Because right before that, I was like, all right, Kabe, it's time to turn it up. You got 1 minute left. You're getting ready for Worlds. So he turned it up, and
That's what happened.
And he got hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Well, I remember you almost ripped my arm out of its socket on a Sao Paulo pass when I decided I was not going to open my guard.
Was that the one but did he have it where your arm was tucked?
Bro, yes. My arm came out the other end.
and then we did Sao Paulo passes for 2 weeks.
We did. I was like, gotta learn how to beat
fucked
this.
up well, it was my elbow that popped. Well, I don't know if it really popped, but like it still doesn't feel right. But right before Nogi Worlds.
No kidding.
Yeah, like
Way
it
to
like
go, Alba.
hurt to like extend
to
my
go.
elbow. It was like it was like, but it was bent and it just like kind of like tweaked weird.
Yeah, but he gets a pass because he's a fan of the show.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, he loves the show.
he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love you, buddy. Thank you for watching.
But Blau's one of those people that I
Listening.
can like let loose with.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Like I can get aggressive. I can do meaner things that I normally wouldn't do with like you or with
Yeah.
the other Alex.
You're mean to me.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one time he did this like front freaking naked choke neck twist thing where I thought my head was going to pop off. Dude, I came up. I couldn't see straight. I'm like, oh, shit, this might be permanent.
He's a bleeder. I try not to do chokes on him anymore.
Oh, speaking
It's
of
my move.
This was kind of funny that happened today. So at Naga they give you a point for submission attempts. Not an advantage. They don't have advantages.
Just like AGF.
Yeah, so they give you a point for submission attempts, which I actually like because I think it kind of makes you initiate more submissions, right? It kind of pushes pushes for attempts. But Jordan had this kid in mount, and he was just like hugging his head, and like I think he was really trying to go for like that Nogi Ezekiel, right? But he kind of had his like chest over the guy's face, and then he kind of like adjusted, and the guy's like, point attempted mother's milk. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't say anything. He looks at me. I'm like that, and I'm obviously Jordan's coach, so I'm like, I'm happy. I'm like, hell yeah. And he's like, it's a legit submission. I'm like, if you say so.
If you say so. Yeah, if you say so. Yeah,
I've
that's
gotten
funny.
a mother's milk on someone before.
Like you finished it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I wish I had that ref when I did AGF though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had like 8 submission attempts and 1 point. I was like, this guy's literally bleeding on me. What do you think that's from? And I lost by 3. I was like, I had 8 different submission attempts.
You're like, what do I got to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. AGF is an okay tournament. They just have terrible referees. Terrible.
They have a handful that they travel with, and those are the good ones, and then they just kind of piece everything else together. So it's difficult because if you're going to do like say 10 mats, you got to have like at least 20 referees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're not going to find 20 good ones.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it's just going to be what it is.
We had a couple people competing at AGF, and Oren was going on, and I'm coaching him through it, and I had just got done doing my match, and I lost, and I was pissed that I lost, right? Because I was like, I definitely should have won.
Yeah.
But then they're blue belts, and this guy tries a toe hold, and I just yell out, "Oh, so we're gonna allow toe holds at blue belt now, huh, ref?" And he looks at me, and he looks back at him, and he looks at me. I'm like, "It's illegal. Stop the match."
Yeah.
And he just lets me keep going. And Oren breaks out of it, and I'm like, "Geez, do you want to see like the footage? Like he should have won already."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I went up to the ref after, and I was like, "Hey, what do you do in that situation? Like, are you gonna stop someone from like ripping someone's knee apart, or you're just gonna say, he's a blue belt?" And it definitely wasn't in the rules. I read the rules to make sure I could do everything. But yeah, there's just those competitions. Like Naga is one of those things I'll never do.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't do it. Yeah.
They're like
grappling
purple belts,
industries. I'm not a
reffing and
big
shit.
fan of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the reasons I did the AGF is because it was free. Right?
For black belts, yeah.
I think that's a cool thing to do.
Yeah.
But having bad refereeing is going to do away with any positive step.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. That's why I tell people like the referee's your lifeline. And if he's not good or she's not good,
Yeah, just don't leave it up to them.
You know, I actually really like that ADCC has judges and refs for each match. The guy on the mat is just making sure the athletes are safe. The guy doing the scoring is the guy on the scoreboard table.
Oh, so the ref doesn't call out? I did not know that.
I like that ADCC lets people fight.
like it's like hockey. It's like hockey.
Like actual fighting.
Dude, there's a fight at
Into
every
the hallway.
ADCC.
Yeah, every fucking one.
No, there's people like throwing hands and shit.
It's totally a Nogi thing. Like that was same thing at Nogi Worlds. It's
Yeah.
like everyone's like slapping each other because they don't know how to fucking collar tie.
Do the ADCC tournaments now have gi, or is it just no gi?
just Nogi.
Oh, that shit's
As far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think
Unless
you
they made
can
a big
wear a
change.
gi.
really.
You just can't use it.
Oh, that's dumb.
We should
But
totally
they
do
can
that.
use it to submit you.
No. Like they
Oh.
can't grab your gi or anything. You can't grab the person's clothes. But there's like my understanding is there's not really a. You could go and as long as you have like underwear on or something, I'm pretty sure that's.
You guys got to
the
excuse the dinging on the phone. I forgot to put it on Do Not Disturb. And Carrie sends me 3 texts at a time.
Like they're too big to send
No.
one?
No.
Okay.
Few words. But ding,
She likes to split them.
Yep.
Yeah.
ding.
The thought isn't all there.
How
Then just have to
annoying,
complain.
Carrie.
I'm just kidding. We love Carrie and her purple hair.
Yep. Carrie triple taps on her text messages.
Good for her.
Yeah.
You know? Really gets your attention though.
It does. Oh my God.
What were we talking? Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, but a bad ref does like bad reffing in general just fucks a tournament up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like and it makes a tournament look bad because that becomes the representation of the organization. So like with the IBJJF thing, like where they're like, God, what was it? It was the reaping thing, and it's like IBJJF will allow you to make your opponent reap you and then disqualify them. It's like no, they don't actually.
they don't.
You just have 3 examples of 3 shitty refs.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they become the representation of the organization. It's like,
Yeah. I think well, my favorite one was the match is over, you shake hands with everybody and then you're walking towards the judges table and you go to ask the ref, I'm like, hey man, on that one move, blah, 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 blah. And when they pretend they don't speak English, you know what I mean? Like, oh, sorry. I'm like, dude, I've sat and had lunch with you. Like, I know you speak English.
Yeah.
Like, I've given you a ride to your hotel before and we talked the whole way.
that's why you really need to learn Portuguese. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Start rapping in Portuguese.
Just
Yeah.
tell them, Portuguese and Spanish are really similar.
They're very close.
we could have a conversation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
No, but I mean, so I had like I've had really bad experiences with refs, and that's why I say never leave it up to the ref.
Yeah.
Which is also why I lose a lot. I go out there to submit people. I don't go out there to score points. And
Well, Gerst was the same way.
Yeah.
Gerst would be down like 22-2 and then come out with the win on a sub.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to make up 20 points.
Nah.
But I can make you pass out, and then all those points.
Gers
meant
had
nothing.
one match today. It was a Taekwondo black belt.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
At Naga.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I don't know when it happened.
Did the guy get into his stance?
Probably like one of my white belt matches at Vegas. That was.
Do
awesome.
they have video on Naga tournaments?
They
I don't
have
know.
to.
Do they even have enough people to record it?
Probably not. Actually.
Oh, damn it.
I'm sure someone's gonna record it though.
Yeah.
You're going to get a community strike on YouTube. Watch.
Why?
For Naga. They're going to report your videos.
Who cares?
Naga will?
No,
Nah, nobody watches our show, dude.
Yeah. We're just 2 black belts that no one's heard of.
Yeah.
No. Barely known.
Barely.
It's
known.
like, so you've heard of
some
me?
of us have.
So you've heard of me?
That's the crazy thing. Like I said, every black belt is like that. Like nobody knows Gordon Ryan because of jiu-jitsu.
Right.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
know him because he's autistic.
He talks mad shit,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's the same thing with Craig Jones. Is they
Yeah.
don't know him because he's fucking phenomenal at jiu-jitsu. They
Yeah.
now they know him because of CGI.
Yeah.
But because he's hilarious.
He's fucking
The
hilarious.
shit he does, like you would never think to do that stuff.
No.
Like his level of trolling, next level.
Next level.
I
Yeah.
could not think of some of those things.
The bar is his.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. Everyone is just trying to reach the bar.
Like
Yeah.
the whole Gabby Garcia thing, we all knew is a gimmick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Did we really think Gabby Garcia was going to go out? Even she's bigger than me.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a very Andy Kaufman
Yeah.
kind of move.
If
yeah.
she was a man, she'd be a ginormous man.
Yeah, she's a big person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you could tell during CGI, she was having fun.
Of course. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Like it was a skit. It's a skit.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all a skit, right?
Very
I mean,
funny. The blackface one was hilarious.
Yes.
That was crazy, dude.
Yes.
That
Well, it wasn't blackface technically. It was
No,
a black
it was
mask.
that was hilarious. I was in bed watching it at night.
Craig,
and
I
just
only
started
like
cracking
black
up.
I
men.
only like black man. He's like, all right. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, listen, man. We've been going for an hour and 15. I want to make sure
We can keep going.
We can keep going.
Yeah, we can keep going.
Hell
Not
yeah.
that bad.
All right. You guys keep going. I got to go get something from my phone.
Oh my god.
He's got to check the 42 messages.
Here,
from
now let's
Gary.
really get us demonetized because
Yeah.
we're not monetized, so it doesn't matter. You can't
All right.
be demonetized.
What is it like once you hit 500 subscribers or some shit like that?
What? We got more than that.
I have 500
Us,
subscribers.
us Asians and Asian adjacent people don't care
Care about what?
being slurred at.
Oh, yeah.
What does Asian adjacent mean?
Like, I'm a quarter Japanese, not all Japanese.
So am I black adjacent?
Yes.
Okay. We're in business.
We're in business.
I'm 1/8 African American.
We don't want to. Mexicans. We don't like the extra names.
Anyone.
The extra names, Latinx or whatever the fuck that was. I want you to go to Brownsville, Texas, and say Latinx.
Yeah.
See how many teeth you got left.
I really thought you were going to say Mexicans. We don't like anyone. 'Cause
We don't.
it's true.
No.
Especially abuelas.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Nobody's more
No.
racist than an abuela.
My mom. Oh my god. My mom. Yeah.
I grew up in South Central LA,
Okay.
right? And my grandma was Mexican, and
Yeah.
it's definitely a thing, right?
Oh.
But we were surrounded by like 3 houses of just Mexicans.
Okay.
Brown people. Everyone else was black.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your dogs were racist.
So you had. So you had the
It was like a
little
fort.
Mexico,
Yeah. Yeah.
Mexico, inside.
Pretty much.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we didn't say anything too bad. It was only a minute.
Steven, I need you to cut everything.
I told
out
you
of
he won't.
minute 12 to
all
minute
gold.
16.
I will find whatever class you roll at, Steven, and I will be there if you cut anything.
Steven, I assure you he won't.
You're right, I won't.
I have not seen Steven in a long
I
time.
haven't either.
He was there. He's going to like midday stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Got to get those midday numbers up, man.
I
Need more
wish-
people.
I wish I could make it to other classes.
No, just
Right?
cut it.
Like I love showing up to Colin's class and just beating everybody. Whatever Colin's showing, it's not working. Let's do something
Because
else,
it's
guys.
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's catch wrestling.
Yeah, it's ergonomic or whatever the fuck they're
Is that
saying.
Eric
these days.
Paulson stuff?
What are they saying? Ergonomic? Is it? What is it?
What?
Oh, ergonomic?
Yeah, what do they say? The new jiu-jitsu is like economic or something like that?
What the
Ergonomic,
fuck are
like
you
the-
talking about?
Ergonomic is like you have carpal tunnel or something. Or your desk
Well,
is
maybe
the right height.
maybe people are getting carpal tunnel in jiu-jitsu because they got like ergonomic
sucks.
jiu-jitsu.
What the fuck?
No, I'm serious, man. It's like a thing. It's like a thing.
According to whom?
I think Colin he goes too far with the WWE stuff. Right?
I don't
Jiu-jitsu's
Boston
real.
crab.
I don't think he goes far enough.
Jiu-jitsu's real.
Did I ever tell you about the
WWE is
time
not.
I Boston crab Braden?
No.
You know what I'm talking about? Braden? Braden and Susie Braden?
Yeah.
I was just like playing with him and I Boston crabbed him and he kind of hurt him a little bit. He cried.
I bet you can't do it now. That kid will whip your ass.
I doubt it.
No, that kid will whip your
Who's
ass.
Braden?
He was one of the like teen kids and he like left to basically just do wrestle or just wrestle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's done really well at wrestling.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. Like kids get their start in jiu-jitsu. They go to high school. Now it's wrestling.
Jiu-jitsu's
time.
not going anywhere. Wrestling
Yeah.
is.
It's always going to be there.
Yeah.
Enjoy your time. Do your school sports. Stuff
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah.
Enjoy it, dude. Jiu-jitsu will be
Get
there.
yourself in
Absolutely.
college. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
use it.
Yeah. If you're
Yep.
really good at a sport aside from jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Make that your runway. to
Jiu-jitsu
whatever
will
you're
never
gonna
get
do.
you a scholarship into college. Or at least, I mean, actually, I think someday it will, but not anytime soon.
We
I don't
just
know.
got to keep Gordon Ryan and Craig Jones going.
I think
Eventually.
if that were the case, I think judo would be like it would be at that level because it's been
No.
around for so
No,
long.
because-
Olympic judo.
No, because jiu-jitsu actually has a place in the zeitgeist because of UFC. Nobody's like, oh, that guy's good at judo. There was like a couple people who were like, oh, judo's awesome, but like,
Carl Parisian. Remember Carl Parisian?
Yeah, yeah.
from the
Was he a
UFC?
judo guy?
Yeah. Judo black belt.
and I would say that
Oh,
probably
that's right.
probably thanks to Joe Rogan because he's always like pointing out, oh, this guy's a jiu-jitsu black belt. This guy's a jiu-jitsu black belt.
Yeah, but judo's has been in the Olympics forever and stuff like that. So I figured.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know.
is
I heard-
speed walking.
I heard it was going to
Um,
get dropped.
I don't know.
Judo.
I don't pay attention to that shit. I don't
Didn't
care.
they change the name of speed walking? They call it something different now.
Skipping.
No. It's
No.
it's something really funny.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah.
It's like something race. Fuck.
You have
I'm gonna
walking
Google it.
races.
Something racing. Something
It-
racing.
Yeah, it sounds like
it's like
it sounds
you
like they're
should've-
trolling. It sounds like they're
it's
trolling.
You should have just kept it at speed walking.
Yeah.
For the amount of stupid sports that are in the Olympics, jiu-jitsu should 100% be in there.
Oh yeah. Well, the breakdancing made it.
Oh, it's gone now. Thanks.
No,
that was
that's
an exhibition.
Yeah,
That was an
thanks to her, it's
exhibition.
gone.
though.
Oh,
They cut it. Thank God. Right?
They call it race walking.
race walking. Yeah, they should have stuck to just speed walking, dude. Race walking.
Race walking is what white women do in the hood.
Did you see the shooting?
Oh my God! Minute 20, Steven. Minute 20.
The shooting competitions in the Olympics now.
Oh, with that psychopath-looking guy.
What they have like little thing like what happened just to shooting a regular gun and calling it good?
Hey, man, optics, bro.
I guess.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen like F-class shooting?
No.
The rifle weighs like 100 pounds. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but they're like basically just a lead sled with a tiny hole for the bullet. And like they have like everything. They have it so like when it fires, it slides back. So there's no like teetering or anything like that. It's basically not even a rifle anymore.
You need a computer in here so we can pull this stuff up.
Jamie,
That's his job.
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah.
That's his
Jamie,
job.
I just pulled
Jamie,
a brace
pull
walking.
See that?
Put it on the TV. I don't know what
That's
this is.
That
Well,
would be kind of cool.
No, we're
yeah.
actually gonna do. I want to do a show with like a jiu-jitsu thing where we change the studio so we're facing that way and we just watch it and talk shit.
We're never gonna watch it.
But it doesn't matter as long as it's on. We can talk shit periodically.
Like we go to the bar to watch UFC and we just drink.
Hey, I might do a UFC event at the Academy,
That'd be pretty cool.
dude. I put in another speaker, and when you turn that shit up, it's crystal clear and
Oh,
it
yeah, the
fills the
one in the
whole room.
So like check this out. So like you see the bipod.
Yeah.
There's like there's like little skis on it.
Yeah.
So it slides back instead of like teetering on this on the bipod. Like the stock has like weight in it. Like they
Is that like an Olympic thing?
no, it's F class. Like it's extreme long range a lot of the times.
Oh,
So like mile long, 1,000-yard.
what the fuck do I care about that?
They have like these inch barrels.
Tojo. No one cares about what you're looking
does.
at. No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
He's pretending.
He asked me to pull it up.
He's being polite. No, he said He says we need a computer.
Pull it up.
To look those things up. No
Go
one
back,
cares.
Go back to an hour 20. Delete.
Can you just delete Alex out of this entire thing?
But if that was in there, jiu-jitsu should definitely be something that gets televised. Like,
Yeah, agreed.
but it can't be like us going to compete. And
No, it's got to be
people
like
watch
real
it. Yeah,
athletes,
it has
like
to be.
real athletes.
People
yeah.
who do it
Yeah.
100% of their time.
Yeah.
They should add more bullshit.
Yeah, they should.
Mm-hmm.
That
What do
way
you
they
mean?
can filter out
Pickleball.
all.
It's just a matter of time, dude. Dude, if pickleball makes it to the Olympics before jiu-jitsu,
Hey,
I'm gonna fucking kill
any
somebody
sport
with
that-
your little sled gun.
That co-ops tennis, fuck yeah. Because nobody's more pretentious and shitty, other than golfers, than tennis players.
Ping
Yeah.
pong.
Actually, I think tennis
Ping
players
pong.
might be worse
Yeah,
than golfers.
ping pong is literally an Olympic sport.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah, it is.
Golf is in the Olympics.
First of all,
who
fuck
the
you.
fuck wants
That's
to
gotta
watch
be so
golf?
boring.
Who the hell looks at golf and be
This
like,
guy
man,
plays.
those super
If this guy
athletes."
plays ping pong for 10 minutes, I guarantee he's dripping wet.
Oh, probably.
It's
I am
a
fat.
lot of work.
I'm not lying here.
What?
I'm fat.
What?
Yeah.
That's so fucked
It's
up.
definitely a sport.
It's not a sport for fat people.
No. I've seen a lot of fatties play ping pong.
What's it? Curling.
Curling.
All those guys are fat.
I really believe that curling got its popularity just based on a goof. Like someone saw it and then all of a sudden like it's like the most watched Olympic sport.
Yeah,
Curling.
It has to have come from Wisconsin.
It's because
think?
America won it.
Yeah, I guarantee. What's his name? Colin has curled before.
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Yeah. There's no doubt in my
that
mind.
guy has a story for everything.
Everything.
Colin.
Everything.
Uh,
He hurt his
goon.
back. He hurt his back recently.
Good. He had to have
He was
Taylor
at the
come
open
save
mat,
his
wasn't he?
life.
No. Yeah, he called Taylor to come get him at his house.
To take him to the hospital.
Are you
I
serious?
swear to God, dude. He said it felt like he'd been shot in the back and just collapsed.
What was he doing? Eating cheese curds or something?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah. There was
These are
definitely-
extra squeaky.
I'm
my
sure.
back.
I'm sure there was food involved.
Probably watching the Packers play with his fucking cheesehead hat on.
Is he a Packer fan?
I don't. He's from Wisconsin. So I
Yeah,
just
so
figured
got to
he
be
was.
right. Yeah. Dude, I
I
actually
love shit on Colin. Can we just continue that for the rest of this time?
I actually take a lot of pride in not knowing who's in the fucking football playoffs. I have
Oh.
no idea, dude.
So I forget who I was talking to. They were talking about the playoffs. It was like 2 weeks ago, right? Like, oh, I gotta do open mat, and then I'm gonna go watch football, do this and that. I was like, yeah, it's because you're a white belt. And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, as soon as you get like your purple belt and you really committed, like everyone who's a purple belt eventually gets their black belt as long as they keep going.
Yep.
Right. All that other shit just kind of filters out.
Goes
I
away.
don't even know this, but you could say that about white belts too.
Huh?
Everyone who starts as a white belt is going to get their black belt as long as they keep going.
I know what you meant.
Yeah, but most of them won't even get to blue belt.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
You can say the same thing about purple belt. If they don't show up anymore, they don't
Yeah.
get their black belt.
I mean, he quit.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
you
still
go.
got my black belt. So apparently I didn't quit.
I quit too
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
But all those other sports just kind of went away. Like I watch basketball still, but on highlights.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, the
I watch
Lakers
it
won.
when we're at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So we're at a bar once.
What did I do?
This is when I abandoned him with another friend of ours. We're at a bar.
You son of a
dude, my
bitch.
leg was killing. My whole leg was killing. I was like, I'm just going home. But we're at a bar and we had a couple beers in us. And it was baseball. All these different games on the TVs. And he starts going, anybody that can name 5 pitchers can eat a dick.
The guy behind you be like, I can name all of them.
I was just waiting.
Here's my dick.
I was just waiting to get punched in the back of the head thanks to this idiot.
Oh my God.
There were like baseball fans all around us
Hey,
apparently.
the best part about sports fans is they're all fat.
They all think they can fight.
Hey, did you
all
see
think
that
they can
video
fight.
of that guy yelling at that Mexican dude in the stands?
You got to be way more specific.
So there's a video,
You mean in
like
a
a
football
viral
game?
video of this guy like just yelling at this dude, like starting shit, and the guy's buddies like pushing him away.
Yeah, the boxer.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's like a badass undefeated boxer. Like,
He's like,
and I don't watch
42-0.
boxing, so I don't know who the fuck it was.
He was like 42-0, and this guy's like
Yeah.
yelling at him, and he's like, "Calm down."
yeah,
Yeah, I remember that happening. I don't remember who it is either. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my
I couldn't
God.
name him, but
You have no idea how in trouble you are.
that's the crazy thing. Like, man, like when I don't go out anymore, but like when we used to go out on weekends, like after tournaments or something, and people would start fighting, and I'm like, what the fuck are people doing?
yeah.
Like look at that guy's ears. You really sure you want to mess with him?
I went to what was it? It was the last time BJ Penn fought in Phoenix. It was a long time ago.
Was it at a bar?
No. Yeah. So it may not have been the last time BJ Penn fought in Phoenix, but it was a UFC event, downtown,
Yeah.
whatever. And there were so many fights in the stands.
Yeah.
And I told Amy, I was like, the only reason the fights are in the stands because the fights in the ring suck right now.
Yeah.
Everybody's just worked up. But yeah.
It's so funny
I don't know.
how many people start fights.
I will never understand why people want to fight. Like after having a couple beers out in public, like
Oh my God.
fighting sucks. It hurts. Like,
It hurts.
Best case scenario, you just get arrested.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if I threw someone on concrete, they hit their head, and they died?
You go to jail forever.
Yeah, I'd be in prison for the rest of my life. Maybe not in Arizona. right?
We actually trained with a guy years ago. I won't say his name on the show, but he's probably going to get out soon.
He's going to be looking for you.
Yeah, no. He was a bouncer, and he just 1-2'd a guy. He's an MMA guy.
Do you want to say your address so he can find you?
Nah.
I'm just kidding.
So he just 1-2'd a guy. The guy fell back and hit his head and died. And it turned out the guy was like a firefighter or something. So like it got political.
Yeah.
And that guy's girlfriend had just had a kid, and he went to jail for 10 years.
Oh man, that one hurts.
1-2, just a 1-2. Guy fell and hit his head.
Was this captured on video? I think
I don't know.
might have seen this.
Is that a bar? Yeah, I don't know.
This was a long, 15 years ago?
Yeah,
10.
12 years ago?
Yeah.
10 years ago?
There was an MMA fighter who did that at a bar. Some guy tried to start some stuff with him, and he boom.
Oh, yeah. And he got away with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to trial because the guy went like this.
Yeah. So
The
he
guy did it.
reacted.
Yep.
Yeah. Was it Boss Rutan?
No, it wasn't Boss Rutan.
It was a smaller guy.
No, Boss was going to beat the shit out of Brian Urlacher.
Oh yeah. Like, hey, Joe Rogan was there, right? And he was like, "Hey, man, I just saved your life."
Or there was one Rampage. He tells a story about this dude's like fucking with him. Guys like getting like chesty with him, and he's like, "Man, can I just buy you a beer so I don't have to beat the fuck out of you?" Then somebody told the guy who he was, and he's like, "Hey man, I'm sorry, whatever." He's like, "Yeah, no, it's all good." The guy's like, "Will you still buy me that beer?" He's like, "Fuck no, I'm not going to buy you a beer."
Yeah, if I go out, like I won't even wear like any of my gym stuff. Like, I'll take it off.
I don't either. Yeah, I try not to wear it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard. these days.
Yeah.
I don't have much cauliflower. I've been lucky.
Most people are like, "Oh, that's cool. You train, blah blah blah." In Mexico, there was one guy that I was thinking was trying to get a fight.
Yeah.
He's probably trying to get money from me.
Well, he was the way he was talking was like MMA. I was like, "No, just jiu-jitsu." He's like, oh, "You're a fighter though," and like he was kind of like, it seemed like he was goading, and I was like, "See ya."
Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, this is definitely one place I'm not starting a fight.
No,
Yeah,
hell
no
no.
shit.
Hell no.
I get asked that question all the time, like at work, like, what are you going to do if someone tries to fight you? I'll probably just walk away.
Leave.
Yeah.
I'll just
Get
leave.
out of there. Yeah.
Like, why would you leave? You could beat him up. I was like, fighting sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody wins.
Yeah. And it, if you're lucky enough that no one dies, you're going to be in a lot of pain for a while. Yeah.
Or I tune this guy up and he fucking shoots me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
So-
you're lucky, if you're lucky, you live through it.
Yeah. If you know martial arts, don't fight people. Who
No.
don't. It's not fair to them.
No, it's stupid.
But also, there's no such thing as I have to register my hands as lethal weapons.
Yeah, that's not.
That's
a thing.
not
Wait a
thing.
minute. I'm just saying. I can throw these hands now.
I
Mine
could
hurt.
throw them too, but they won't land anywhere. I figured out I didn't like MMA, like, because I used to do MMA when I was younger. I got hit in the nose like a couple times, and I was
Yeah.
like, nope.
Fuck this.
I realized, not for me.
It pisses me off so much. And then, like, I can't concentrate, and, like, I feel like I'm going to cry. I'm just gonna,
This guy won't quit hitting me
yeah.
until that little bell rings.
Yeah, so part of, like, when I started jiu-jitsu and I stopped, I still wanted to keep training.
Yeah.
So when I lived in California, I would run, like, on the street, and I ran by someone's garage, and they had, like, a cage in there. So I looked, and I was like, what the hell is that? And he was training MMA fighters out of his garage. He was
Wow.
an MMA fighter, too.
Okay.
Here? Or where'd you
No, this is in California,
Okay.
in Hesperia, California, 2007, probably. His name was Alex Rickards, right? He did King of the Cage. Pretty cool guy. I don't know if he's still there. But I used to help people there get ready for, like, pancration tournaments.
Oh,
And
wow.
I'm like, hey, what's pancration? And they're like, oh, we just do, like, open slaps.
Yeah.
And I remember I caught, like, one to the face, and I was like, I don't like this shit either.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I know some people, like, if they get clipped in the face, like in jiu-jitsu, like if you get like kneed in the face or the mouth or the eye or whatever, elbowed or whatever, and they're like, it just fucking pisses them off. Like it never flips a switch in me.
No.
Every time
I
I've ever
don't
been
even
hit,
acknowledge it.
I don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
I have been hit one time recently where I was like, oh, I have to get off the mat.
Mm.
And that's because I caught a knee to the face, but it made me bite my cheek. Like,
Oh, I remember that.
Like, it
Yeah, I
made me bite
remember
my
that.
cheek and tongue so bad that there was a pool
Paul
of
punched
blood.
me in the lip the other day.
He probably deserved it.
Yeah, it was
We were
he probably
showing
deserved it.
technique.
Oh.
He was like back, and then he's like, and then you slide your arm in. He's just like, whoo, pop, and it's like hit me right, like like where your teeth are, like right where your teeth
Yeah.
connect to your gum.
Yeah.
It just like fucking hurts right
It
there.
hurts. It hurts like hell.
Just clip me there, and I'm like, it's like, I'm sorry. I'm like, you're good.
He wasn't sorry.
But it was like I could taste blood in my mouth. You know, it's
Yeah.
like fuck.
yeah.
But like normally when I get hit a lot,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's in the mouth, in the back of the head, in the side of the face.
Well, you got a big target.
Yeah, I got a big head. I just tell him, yeah, just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Not that big of a deal. You're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
It happens.
I was rolling with Sean once, and he clipped me like just above the eyebrow, like like on the eyebrow, like that sweet spot.
Yeah, yeah.
And like I felt it, didn't hurt that bad. You know, I just it felt I got hit in the in the eye or whatever. And then Sean stops. He's like, "Dude, look at your eye." And I'm like, I thought I could see it.
I hate that shit.
It starts swelling, and it's like, oh, there it is.
Yep.
And I'm like,
awesome.
but it
Yep.
was like, it was just starting. It wasn't hard, but it was just enough to like make it swell.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh fuck. All right, well, I'm fine. It doesn't hurt. Let's go.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I've been lucky. I haven't had anything serious like that. Like the most serious injuries have been my knees. These things
Yeah.
are made out of freaking peanut brittle.
Yeah, no. Sucks.
Yeah, my LCL is the only like real injury I've ever had in jiu-jitsu,
Just meniscus.
and my cauliflower ear.
Yeah.
Did you drain it?
Have you done surgery?
A lot.
Yeah,
knee
I've
surgery?
I've had 2 knee
Yeah,
surgeries.
me too.
I had one the day after I got my purple belt. I went and I had knee surgery, and I started rolling like 2 weeks later.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the
That's-
first one was really easy.
You were
Was it
rolling?
meniscus?
You were
Yeah.
rolling
Yeah, I
2
was
weeks?
rolling.
Damn.
Yeah, and I remember doing like picking someone up with my leg, and I threw them, and I was like, "That's what it feels like to have 2 knees again."
Yeah.
'Cause the guy was
Yeah.
like, "What the hell was that?" I was
Yeah.
like, "I haven't been able to use my knee in like a year."
Yeah. Right now I've got like one good knee,
Yeah,
and the other
Which
one
one is it?
I'm not telling you. And the other one I'm kind of like babying, just trying to hide it, but it's hard to roll. It's hard to roll
You
when
see
you have
his
one.
knee boobs?
My knee boobs.
Alex has knee boobs.
Those
Right
things,
Yeah.
the things that stick out.
What?
Right here.
Yours are like really pronounced. Your knee boobs.
Oh,
Those things are huge. You can't see them.
The tits that are on your knees.
Fucking cover them
normal.
up,
This is
dude.
normal. This is my knee. It's
Cover them
normal.
up.
Even he doesn't have that.
But hell no.
Yeah, it's covered.
I got big
it's
legs,
covered.
too.
No, it's covered.
Whatever.
Yeah. You got. I don't want. Are you gonna make me say it?
We're gonna get you a bra for your knees. Those things are at least
And I'm gonna get you
C-cups.
some lean cuisines for your fucking.
Do they even make those anymore?
No, it's the only thing I could think of. I ran out of shit to say.
I don't eat a lot. Okay.
We should really make knee bras.
Did I
for
spit
him.
all over your glasses? I'm sorry if I spit all over your glasses.
What happens?
Oh my god.
After 9 p.m. is someone else's fault.
I am 100% making you knee bras.
You could use a knee brace.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be like a
Just
knee
put
brace,
a knee
but it'll
bra.
have like a lacy bra right over the knee.
Have you seen like those wrestling knee pads?
Yeah.
The ones with the huge bump on them?
Yeah.
Just relocate it.
Yeah. Yeah, cover those things up.
Sorry.
I like
They're
the knee
distracting.
My knee
I like it.
boobs. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. You're so nice. Oh my god.
I'm never not going to be able to see those things.
You're welcome.
They're like normal. They're my normal knees.
Now we'll know who listens to this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
If
The
you don't
knee
bring
boobs.
up knee boobs Monday
That's right.
or
Whenever.
whenever this gets posted,
Or whenever you listen to it,
Next
Yeah.
week.
we'll know. Well, they have to make it 90 minutes in 5 minutes.
you should put
Or 95
like
minutes.
chapters in there.
Yeah.
Like timestamps.
Yeah.
And then just have one named knee boobs.
Oh my god.
That way someone can open it up. Steven, can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm sure Steven can figure that out. He's a smart guy.
Knee boobs.
I think anyone can do it, honestly.
I don't know.
Like you could go to a video, click on it, and timestamp it.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, and then you can copy the URL that has this where it'll specifically open at whatever time you want
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's neat.
on the tubes.
I wish I knew how to use computers better.
Yeah.
Have one of your kids do it.
They don't know how to use them
Aren't they
either,
autistic?
man. Maybe. Right, but
Aiden definitely is.
Don't listen to him, Aiden.
Yeah, don't listen to him. Daddy loves you.
I didn't say Daddy hates you. I said he's autistic.
I know.
Oh my god.
Nah, man. The only thing kids these days are good at is Fortnite, and I
Yeah.
don't understand it.
Is that porn?
Yes.
If it was, I would be more proud of it.
No, what is it? What is
it's
what is
a
Fortnite?
video game where you build and shoot people.
You build people?
No, you like build structures that you can run.
Oh,
up and climb
okay,
up, right?
okay.
And your objective, and I don't play Fortnite, so I don't really
Gotcha,
understand it. But you try to shoot your opponent, and I don't think it ever ends unless the timer goes off.
Okay.
Because they just keep coming back and doing it, and I'm like, what's the whole point of this? Like, you've been playing for half an hour. How do you know who wins? But I don't know. I don't really get it. But they love playing it. They've been playing
Okay.
it for years.
Jordan took gold in gi.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Way to go, Jordan.
Tojo left a student
I did. I had to
for this podcast.
Hey,
for the people.
for the people.
The
You know,
people
for
needed
all of the
Tojo.
people, or for some of the people that know us.
For
for
all
the- for-
3 people.
12.
12.
Yeah.
I comment. I watch all the time.
No, I actually had somebody come up to me and we were talking a little bit. Oh, you know, he's like, oh, I'm one of your 12 listeners.
There's a guy in Ireland.
Yeah, we got a guy in Ireland.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, he shouts out every once in a while. Yeah.
Send fan mail. I don't want to offend anyone, but I don't think Ireland has any good food. I was gonna say send food. Like if
I
you
don't
had
know.
listeners in Japan,
What's Irish food?
Potatoes
potatoes,
No,
yeah,
no.
blood sausage.
or
Blood
cabbage.
sausage. I could turn
cabbage.
shit.
What is that?
Corned
corned beef and cabbage. Corned beef is
Yeah, corned
fucking
beef is
bomb.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'll bet if you actually went to Ireland, they don't eat that shit. It's probably an American Irish thing.
Yeah, they eat McDonald's like the rest.
Like
of
the
us.
like humans, like the rest of us.
It's corned beef and cabbage and Irish car bombs. That's what they eat.
I don't think they drink.
We
those.
should have the one Ireland guy on.
Let's do it. I'll reach out to him.
That would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
fuck yeah, man. Yeah.
Does he do jiu-jitsu?
I don't know.
He has to. Why the fuck else would you listen to us?
I don't know. I bet you have listeners who don't train at all.
Probably.
And
Probably.
They just listen to it.
Yeah,
and
Jeremy
listen to it.
Spitzer listens.
Oh man! Wow!
How do you do rolling against Jeremy?
Wow!
I don't remember the last time I rolled with Jeremy.
I have never rolled with Jeremy.
I roll with him.
He's been
I-
coming in the morning. Actually.
Yeah, I roll with him every once in a while.
And he comes to the open mat every once in a while.
He's hard to submit from the back.
I hope Dave Blau keeps rolling with me.
He will.
He's mad at you now.
He will.
Yeah.
On the 2 times a year he shows up.
I've trained with him more than twice this year.
He sneaks into the not sneaks in, but he comes to open mats.
He's training over at Power.
He told
Kimura.
me he had moved on.
Yeah.
He's been in the game a long time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He's third degree?
Second.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he gets to train over there with Jair and them. They're good people.
A lot of bigger guys though too.
Yeah.
But Jair's not that big. He's about my size. Yeah.
He's huge.
They have some pretty big guys.
I'm not big.
Kimura.
I'm like 180.
Whatever.
Kimura is where Powerhouse used to be, right?
Power MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there is no Power MMA anymore, right?
No. It's just I don't know what it is anymore. I mean, people still train out of there.
It feels like an underground fight club.
Yeah.
Because
do they still? I don't know if that's. Never mind. I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. We'll talk about it after.
Okay.
Don't be
Or we could
scared.
talk about it now.
Yeah.
No one ever makes it
They're not going to listen.
to an hour 40.
No, I don't want to mention it because I don't know if it is a secret or not.
Okay.
Oh, where it's located?
No,
Oh.
we're done. We're not talking about that.
Okay, we're moving on. Sorry. No.
We can still talk about the school.
What, they're
What
open
happened
mats?
to Power MMA though?
They have open mats
'Cause
on
the-
Sunday.
Yeah.
What happened to the? But it's not on Power anymore.
I have no idea where it's at.
Oh.
So, Sossaman, okay, you know where the Costco is?
Yeah.
Okay, right behind it, that road, I think it's Hampton.
Uh-huh.
You go down that road, there's a Tesla place. A little bit farther, there used to be an Earnhardt parts warehouse on the right-hand side. That's where they train.
It's actually kind of badass.
It is. It's pretty badass.
Yeah.
I've
Like
been
it's
invited
just
a couple times. I just never make it in.
I bet it's like 2,000 square feet of mats.
It's actually pretty big.
That's kind of
Yeah.
small.
No, it's actually kind of big.
No, it's pretty big because they have a cage in there and everything. So the mat space is about 2,000 square feet, maybe a little bit more,
How big is our mat space?
about 1,800.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Good size.
I've never felt like I was gonna roll off the mats or bump into people.
No, it's pretty good.
At Power?
Yeah.
Or Kimura?
Yeah, Kimura. Yeah, and then Bo's over there.
Thibodeau.
Yep. He's up.
You've had Bo on here, right?
Yeah, he's coming back on.
Oh, good.
He's excited too.
Yeah, because he's
'Cause,
gonna talk some shit.
Bro, he caught some heat, dude. There's some angry people on Facebook.
Yeah, because they're insecure pussies.
They are.
Oh?
Yeah, so Bo was he was a police officer in Tucson. And we were just talking about like
Being a cop.
Yeah, just being a cop. And people didn't like what he was saying.
I wonder if I listened to it.
Bro, there were hundreds of comments.
Oh, that's awesome. That means
Hundreds
Engagement,
of-
baby.
Yeah, engagement. You want that.
On Facebook.
Oh, come
hundreds
back
of
on.
comments. Yeah, so he's coming back on. He always hits me up. He goes, "Am I banned from the show?" I'm like, "Fuck no,
Fuck
you're
no.
not banned."
You should have
Yeah.
more cops on.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'd love to.
Practical applications.
I'd
of
love to. Yeah.
jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. I'd
There
love
are
to.
none.
Yeah. Well, guess.
Yeah.
I saw a video of people doing it in a suit.
Yeah, that was
Like
stupid.
suit jiu-jitsu.
Suit.
Yeah.
So, do you guys know Jeff Cook?
Yes.
He has a M1 combatives on the west side.
Mhm.
He does a day where they'll go out and buy. You got to buy clothing from like a Goodwill, and you just roll in that clothing.
We should try it one time.
Totally.
There's a
I'm
Goodwill
totally
right down the street.
I'm totally stealing that idea.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can't remember what he calls it, but it's something like Goodwill clothing night or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds like that's not what it's called.
But he has fight houses in his place, like little fight rooms that like you can fight your way through the whole place like a maze.
Like an escape room, but you fight.
You could, an escape room where you get the shit beat out of you.
That's a business idea. That could make some money,
Right?
But you have to sign the waiver.
Got to sign the waiver. Multiple waivers, I think.
yeah, I love CTE.
Yeah.
Oh, stop it.
You can put a helmet on them.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
Eh.
Tell that to football players.
Eh.
That's probably what they did tell him.
Yeah.
They
Don't worry about it. Just put this on. It's leather.
They should just get rid of the helmet.
Yeah, I bet they don't.
How much CTE is in rugby?
Probably a lot.
You think so?
Oh,
You
probably
don't
a
lead
lot,
with
yeah.
your head when you don't have something protecting it.
Yeah,
That's
but
it
in
right
rugby, it's a brutal sport,
Yeah.
and you don't have to get hit in the head to get a concussion,
get
whiplash. Yeah,
I
whiplash.
was going to say a neck brace is probably what they really should be wearing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they used to have a thing that were like
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it's called.
Like the F1 racers.
Yeah, they have there's a name, I can't, whatever, but I know what you're talking about.
Hans
Hans
device,
Ask
Hans
Danny,
device.
he'll know.
head
Danny will definitely know.
Danny will know.
head and neck system or something like that.
Yeah.
Hans.
Because that's actually what gets you. It's not You're not hitting your head a
it's
lot
a
of times.
stroking
Yeah,
motion.
it's like your
Yeah.
fucking weak ass neck not holding that blob on top of your head.
You got to get the iron neck like Alex over
Got to
here.
do iron neck, baby. Iron neck.
It can only do so much.
Unchokeable. Bring it.
I've choked.
Bring it.
Choked
I didn't tap.
you.
I didn't tap.
I have choked you.
Yeah, I didn't tap though.
He just went to sleep.
That's the difference. There's a difference. Iron neck, baby.
Nighty night.
Who's your toughest role, Alex?
My toughest role in the academy?
Yeah.
Do I count?
There's several, man. Like you're tough.
Are you
Tojo's
signed
tough. Tojo's not really part of the academy. He's just like he's like that degenerate.
I'm a
brother-in-law.
barnacle.
He's like a degenerate brother-in-law. That you
Sailor
can't get
boys,
rid
I'm a
of.
barnacle.
Yeah. There's several, man. Jerry's tough.
Jerry's tough.
Yeah.
Jerry is tough.
Jerry's tough.
I remember him rolling with Paul at one of the open mats, and Paul's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he might have been a blue belt at the time. He's like, get him his purple belt.
Yeah. D's tough. D's a tough role. Steve Benton is a very tough role. When Steve decides he's going to roll, it's really difficult.
It is
It's
so
really
hard.
He
to
won
get that
the
thing.
golf bag. He won the golf bag. I'm like, isn't that a little light for you? He's like, oh, I'm going to fill it with sand.
Oh, yeah. Who won all this stuff?
Oh, dude.
One person.
So let me tell you something, man. We raised a lot of money
That's
yesterday.
awesome.
Yeah, we raised a lot of money yesterday. And then Vinny the Voice did his thing. So basically, like he brought the people that were donating like privates up, and he's an auctioneer.
Yeah.
like
I
he does
saw-
that for
I
a
saw the
living.
video.
Bro, it was so good. It
He
was so
sold
good.
people.
He sold people. Yeah. So Danny, so DJ Danny was the first one, and
Did Evie buy it?
no. It was like it was
Wait,
for
that Danny? DJ, little Danny? Or
DJ Danny. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So he was.
Well,
doing-
they're both DJs.
Oh, that's right. Little DJ Danny.
Wait,
Patience and Daniel?
there's two Dannys? at
Yeah.
every-
Yes.
Yeah, and they're both black belts.
Well, one's big.
Yeah,
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
yeah. So I won the DJ one, and when we were done, everybody's clapping. I told Danny, I was like, "Get in the truck." I'll be out there in a minute.
We're going to do some yard work. I got you for an hour.
4. I got it for 4.
4 hours, baby.
Yeah.
You're cleaning the pool.
Yep. Oh my God. Yeah.
Did your
But-
private sell for the most?
Mine, no, actually, Steve Benton's private sold for the most, $475.
For kettlebell stuff, right?
Yeah, for four sessions. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So I was up there, but yeah, it was good.
They just want to be on his social media. I get it.
And honestly, man, like, it was really, I think it was important for Steve to do that because he really has a soft spot in his heart for Russ, man.
Yeah, he really goes. He went to his classes a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Like Russell came to a couple of my fundies classes, but I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
And he was going to Steve's.
Yeah.
And then I'd see him and be like, I'm like, hey, Russell, where you been?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been going to
Steve's.
Midday,
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
when I went to see Russ in the hospital, he's like, I got to get back to training, coach. I got to keep Steve's numbers up. But no, he's on Amy's unit. So
Okay.
yeah, so he's getting a lot of really good care, and he works his ass off.
Don't
so-
worry. Amy's not working on him. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Is he in Phoenix?
No, he's actually, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, he's Phoenix off of that Central and Thomas.
Right by where Phoenix College, where we used to have the
CP?
tournaments.
That is
Banter?
no, that's Dignity.
St. Joe's?
Dignity St. Joe's.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good.
means
He's going to make it.
yeah, no, he's a tough dude, and he's working hard, so we wish him all the best. But yeah, so honestly, like, he didn't even ask like for us to raise money. He probably doesn't need it. I don't know, but it's kind of like how we cope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody's like, what
You
can I
wanna
do to
do
help?
something,
Yeah,
yeah.
what can I do to help? And I figured, like, hey man, let's do a fundraiser and
Yeah,
give
most
everybody-
people would just do a GoFundMe and call it good, but
Yeah.
that's kind of not how the jiu-jitsu community rolls. Like,
yeah.
anytime there's ever been like a big thing like that, is hundreds of people
Dude.
show up.
It was so we asked for $5 at the door. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, there are people dropping $250.
Damn.
Yeah.
I think I dropped $20 and I thought that was
You're like,
Yeah.
man, I'm doing good here.
Yeah, there were people dropping like very generous donations.
that's
So
awesome.
yeah, and then there were people like, I got a bunch of messages like, how can I donate? And I was like, just send them the Venmo, and they were just dropping Venmos. So
That's awesome.
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
If anything ever happens to me, I hope that happens.
I'll make sure it does, man. First of all, I'll make sure I do it to you. and then I'll make sure that we take care of you. No, I think it's like, I don't want to call it like closure because it's not closure by any means, but it's something that the community, like, everybody's just so eager to help.
Yeah.
And if you just give them an opportunity, they feel better about, I don't know, just the moment, right? Because it sucks, right? It sucks. And you need an outlet. And so getting 100 people on the mat and having a badass open mat and raising some money, and then we went out after, had lunch and had a few beers and, auctioned off raffled off a bunch of stuff that, dude, Hernan from Proving Ground, he generously donated, dude. We had like Yeti coolers, we had a whiskey barrel, like all
Was there
kinds.
whiskey in it?
No, unfortunately there wasn't.
We should buy a barrel.
We should buy. I bet we can find one.
We absolutely can.
Yeah.
You can actually go and do tasting. Here, I'm not gonna.
We didn't even drink anything. Why would we need a whiskey barrel?
Shut your mouth.
Do you guys want booze? I got booze.
You want to booze it up?
Are we gonna go for another hour?
I mean, we go for another half hour.
All right, I'll be right back.
We're gonna booze it up, everybody.
All right, now we.
Oh,
more racism.
That was almost bad.
No, stop it.
Would you just?
Back to slavery.
So fucking stupid.
We
Actually, I'm just gonna fix it while he's gone. That's what I do.
We definitely need a bigger table. I don't know how the drinks are gonna fit on there.
Here, you just talk.
Okay. I haven't said anything, but
This is all he has to do.
I know. He's advanced at his age, all right? You kind of got to give it slow on him. So I was trying to peel out who he would say was the toughest role. I really wanted him to say nobody.
I'm curious. That's empty. I'm curious as to who's your toughest role, because I know being like pretty much the biggest guy there, it's like there's not really a lot of, and not only that, you're a black belt, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you have more skill and you're bigger than most people.
Yeah, I have to put myself in really bad positions to feel like I'm getting something out of the training. So if you ever roll with me, I'm usually starting on my back, or I'll start in like a half guard or a quarter guard. Sometimes I just start with people on top of me.
You
on
didn't
my
answer my
toe head.
question.
Yeah, well, I'm going to get there. I just have to build up to it, right? So anyone with size is going to give me issues, right? So Dave Blau, when he comes in, he gives me some issues.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I get him on his back, it's kind of easy pickings.
That's every big guy for the most part.
Right? And that's why I like to play off my back so much so I don't become that person.
Yeah.
Chanson? Yeah, he's a good role.
Yeah.
He was hard for a while, so
He's big. He's definitely not as big as you, but
he's bigger than me.
no
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, he is bigger than me. So Chanson's weird. He like fluctuates a lot because before he had a kid, he was like really fit and in shape. And then he had the kid and he kind of blew up. But we were at Paul's and we had this discussion one Sunday.
I'm going to put you two next to each other next time I see you, because I'm pretty sure he's smaller than you.
So he might be shorter than me,
Uh-huh.
but physically he is stockier than me.
Like he's heavier?
Yeah.
Huh.
And I'm 250. So
I love rolling with Chanson
Yeah.
because he's like you. Like he'll
He
invert,
moves.
he'll
Yeah.
move, like he'll get moved. Like that's the only way I can roll with either of you is I have to just keep moving. And I don't stop. And I'm not pulling guard.
yeah. So I used to like try to like benchmark people. Like as soon as I submit this person, I need to find a different puzzle to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
And I did that for a long time when I was at Roots. Like, God, what was his name?
Locked out.
Kale. Remember Kale?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Holy shit. Remember Kale?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
So he used to be like a massive like goal. Like I need to be able to submit this guy one day. And it was so hard to get past his legs because his legs were so long that I stopped trying to get past his legs and I would make him engage. And then I eventually just toe held him. And that's how I finally started submitting him is with
You want
like leg
tequila or
attack.
whiskey?
I'll take whiskey. But yeah, I mean, Chanson's a really tough role. Yeah, he's really good. He is really good at jiu-jitsu. You can tell he's been doing it a while.
Keith's definitely smaller than you.
I don't think I know Keith. Who's Keith?
He usually comes with Chanson. Or
Oh, Kevin.
Kevin, that's what I meant. Yeah.
So
yeah,
I've
sorry.
only rolled with him a couple times, and it was kind of like a stalemate. But yeah, he's really good too.
Mm-hmm.
He cut his hair, so I didn't know who he was for a while. I was like,
Yeah.
"Are you new?" Because he used to have like a really long ponytail type of thing. And
I like both those guys a lot. Rolling with them,
Yeah.
they're just like because they're both like really they're big, but they're both good too. They're not just big.
yeah, sometimes I wish they would leave their gyms and just come train full.
I don't say stuff like that, but yeah, I'm with you with that with a lot of people.
So I say things like that because jiu-jitsu's just part of my life. Like it's not my life.
Yeah.
Right.
I would never expect like Alex to say that, right? Or like another head coach to say like, hey, you should leave your gym and come train at ours. Right.
He can't.
Yeah,
politically, he can't.
Yeah, it's not something that I would ever think Alex would say anyway, but I'm free to say that. I'm not a head coach, right?
I don't. I have zero comment on anything you guys are saying right now.
When I like training with someone, I like that person to be there like all the time.
Yeah,
like, I've been trying to get Chanson to come train wherever I'm at.
Yeah,
since he was a purple belt.
Yeah,
are you trying to get me killed?
Yeah, yes. Carlos is gonna
cheers,
murder you. Cheers. It only took 2 hours to get a drink here.
Oh, you're the one crying about work tomorrow. You're crying about things that are going to happen. That's like a tomorrow Homer problem.
Yeah. you know what's going to happen later?
What?
I'm not going to remember.
You're not going to remember what?
Yeah. Every night to go to bed, I have to
yeah.
I was going to say the 2 hours wait for your drink is just like every restaurant nowadays.
Yeah, no shit.
No shit, dude.
Yeah.
And then you're fucking rude if you don't leave like a 50% tip.
I know. Tip the fuck out of me, and I'm going to give you the worst service you've ever had.
The normal tip
yes,
now
ma'am.
is like 30% when they pull up their thing. And I'm like...
I'm seeing more 25s. I haven't seen 30 as being like the typical... 30's in there.
Yeah.
But the one in the middle is usually 25.
That's insane. And I don't want to feel like a bad tipper, but I'm not tipping you based off of the total bill.
I love that there's these restaurant owners who are like...
never said that. Right?
Yeah. I'm never going to pay my fucking people.
Yeah.
Fucking cunts.
Well, like in the bars in Mexico, the tips are like community, right? But I'll watch some guys like they all hustle to a point, right? But I saw one guy one night, that motherfucker lost 10 pounds. He was moving. He was moving, and it's like up and down stairs, and like my waiter. Ray, who I love, I usually try to sit where he's at. Well, this time I wasn't, but he was like, "Oh, I'll find you," and
at
he was
bar?
Like, "JJ's." That's the one that's all concrete.
Okay.
Goes towards water.
Yep.
And but Ray is up on top, and up there is like where all the Karens are.
Yeah.
The yuppie bitches.
Yeah, all the Karens.
They all have their fucking what are they called? Razors.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's busy with the Karens, and then but this dude Luis was hustling, and he's the one that got me hammered the first night. So he remembered me and Amy, and he goes, "Hey, what do you guys need? I'll tell Ray." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do that, but that was a kid. I told him, man, I was like, I said, I just watched you lose 10 pounds tonight.
That's crazy.
Busted his ass.
He's like, I don't know how many kilos that is, but thanks.
Yeah. I mean, it's only 10.
If you're an amazing like waiter, I'm gonna tip you.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
But if you just brought me my water and then you came and brought me the bill when we were done, I'm gonna give you like 10%.
Yeah, like what you deserve, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
do anything.
Sometimes it shouldn't even be 10%. Like you brought me water.
I was a waiter when I was it was my first real job in high school. And I started out as a busboy, but then a bunch of waiters quit, and my boss was like, "You want to be a waiter?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, dude." So bad idea. But I learned more about people in those 2 years being a waiter than any other time in my life.
I bet.
It really helped me. So I'll never forget this.
He's racist.
No, I'll never forget this. There was this lady.
He's Mexican, can't be racist.
That's right.
They're the most racist.
There
only white people can be. I'm just kidding.
Right. There was this lady that was. I remember this like it was yesterday. She was mad about something, but she was just yelling. Like the punishment didn't fit the crime kind of thing. And I'm like, what the? And I'm like, oh, you're crazy. Okay, I can handle this now. You know what I mean? It kind of helped me get past that because I was in shock. She was yelling, "Tú eres un pendejo," and I'm like, not wrong, but I'm just saying, doesn't fit the crime.
Not right now.
She was screaming at me, dude, and I'm like, oh, you're nuts. Okay, I get it. Yeah, we're good now. Yeah.
You know who was a really tough role for me when they were here? And I don't think I know his name, but he was from North Carolina. He was a black belt. I think he was a 2nd degree black belt. He was training with Paul.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
North Carolina. Oh, Thomas.
There you
go. Yeah.
Thomas is tough, dude.
Yeah. He was very hard for me to roll with.
Yeah.
Right. 1, he's smaller than me. Right. 2, I want to match his pace, and I don't want to rely on my size.
Yeah.
He was very hard for me to roll with.
Yeah, that's a tough role.
Yeah. I had to do a lot of searching to get like good positions on him.
He's gotten bigger.
Yeah.
Really?
He used to be like more my size.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think
Now
I
he's more
think he moved away again.
He went back home. So
he was training here. He wasn't. He didn't move back.
Oh,
here.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
he was here for work. That's another one of those guys. I'd be like, oh, you live here now, huh? They're like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah.
Like, no, you live here. You've been here 6 months, dude.
I know.
Yeah, that's moving.
Yeah, those are the kind of people that I always want to say, hey, just maybe you should live in Phoenix. Like,
Yeah.
we could train all the
He
time.
did. He did live in Phoenix.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
he left. Honeypotted us.
I don't know if that's how you use that word.
He was here. He showed us a good time, and then he left.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, the jiu-jitsu scene here in Phoenix is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Right? I wasn't a black belt in San Diego. I haven't trained in San Diego since I was a white belt.
Yeah.
But I don't know like how you would compare Phoenix jiu-jitsu to San Diego. I know up in Washington, like when I was there was really only 2 gyms.
Yeah.
Right? It was
Have you ever rolled with Austin Baker?
I don't know him.
You should roll with Austin Baker.
Who's Austin?
He's another big guy. He's good. He's really good.
Austin Baker. Who's that?
Black belt. I think he's adult. He might be Masters 1.
Okay.
I'm Masters 2 now.
Thank
You're
you
Masters
very,
2?
thank you very
I
much.
am Masters 2.
Yeah.
I'll be Masters 3 in, I guess 3 years because it's 41, huh?
I'm technically Masters 2, right? Because I turned 36 this year, but it's in December. So
That's still a Masters too.
Yeah.
It's the year you turn.
You
the
and I have the same thing where it's just like
It's a free
we get
event.
it.
It's
We
an
get a free year.
advantage.
Yeah.
and I'm gonna take advantage of it this
Yeah,
year.
it didn't work in my advantage, but I take advantage. Still got beat up.
Yeah, I'll probably
Yeah.
still get my ass kicked, right? I'm not an amazing competitor. I never claimed to be.
I was talking to Dave today, Thomas, and by the way, he's in town.
Oh,
Didn't
no
even
shit.
say hi.
What a dick.
What an asshole.
The Wendy's guy?
Yeah.
The Wendy's guy.
Yeah, Dave Thomas.
Dave Thomas.
Why is he the Wendy's guy?
That's the guy who
That's
made
it.
Wendy's.
That's the same. That's the guy's name that
Same name.
founded Wendy's.
Oh.
Dave Thomas.
Who the fuck knows that?
If you watch Wendy's commercials, I'm gonna bring it up on my phone now.
You want to know how I know you're fat?
Yes. But you also used to be a fatty.
I
so
did.
you
Oh my
should-
god.
Just because I'm still
I'm
a-
reformed.
I'm still a practicing practitioner.
Oh my god.
But anyways, I was talking to Dave Thomas. I don't even remember what I'm fucking talking about anymore.
Good.
Oh, we were talking about. Okay, I believe you now. How he wants to do. I think he said 6 tournaments or 7 tournaments this year or whatever. I'm like, oh, cool. So you're gonna do the big ones, right? Like Master International, Nationals, World, Nogi World, all that kind of stuff. He's like, that's the plan. And he's like, cool. So you can go roll with fucking Gustavo
yeah.
because he's in his division.
Yeah.
And Gustavo just killed everyone at
Dude,
Euros.
Gustavo ran through everybody at Euros, dude. It wasn't even close.
I didn't know he still competed.
He just came back.
Came back.
No, he was injured. He was injured for a while, so
Okay.
he just came back. Yeah.
just to remind everybody who he was.
Just a wrecking ball coming through.
Be like, hey guys, remember me?
Yeah. He and he's shredded.
He's
too,
Masters
man.
4.
Yeah.
Thank God he'll never beat mine.
Dude.
No
What a
offense,
nightmare.
But I hate those tournaments.
Which ones?
The Gustavo Dantas tournaments.
Do you really?
Yeah. I mean, they've gotten better.
They've gotten way better.
The first ones that were when I went to here in Phoenix College, they were dog shit.
Well, Phoenix College was a shitty venue, so
I lost I lost by 3 points there one time at Blue Belt, and the ref kept giving the guy points every time he would bring his knee back to the mat and put it back on knee on belly.
what?
And I didn't notice it until the 3rd time, and I was like, how am I down by 3? I was up by 12. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I watched the video after, and I see him go, and then the guy will like act like I'm pushing him off, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I'm up 9 points. What do I have to worry about?
Yeah.
He's not moving. And then he did it again. I'm like, all right, you don't get points for that. And he never like even switched to the other side. He was just on that side every time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You should talk to Samir.
Why?
He runs the reffing.
Yeah, Samir's
Oh, really?
the head ref. Yeah.
I didn't know Samir back then.
Hey Samir,
This was 2008.
you're about to have a tough roll with a featherweight.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's the little guys give me the hardest rolls because I try to be as fast as I can, and no matter what I do, I know they're probably just seeing me in slow motion.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Like I could be like, oh, I'm breaking the sound barrier. The guy's like, damn, this dude's taking forever to do
I love doing
this."
that with Dan Ensing.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, let's go, Dan. Just turn up the speed.
Yeah. Gosh, man. Yeah. Yeah, that venue, man, the Phoenix College venue.
It's terrible.
When you don't know any better, you're like, okay, this place is packed, but whatever. And then you go to another venue, you're like, oh my God, that venue blows. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're awesome where they're at now.
Yeah.
Where they hold them in the field houses.
Well, of course, it's
Legacy.
2 seconds from
venue's
your house.
awesome. The location sucks for multiple reasons. It sucks because it's far, but it also sucks because you have no service out there.
Yeah, the cell phone service does suck.
Yeah.
I have a cell phone tower.
I've never
in
had
my
an issue out
backyard.
there.
That's because you don't answer text messages.
That's not the point.
Do you have Verizon?
Yeah.
Okay, that's white privilege.
What?
I have Verizon.
Oh, I'm the only poor person.
Wait, what do you got? Cricket? What the
He's
fuck
got
do you
Ghetto
have?
Mobile.
I got T-Mobile.
Hey,
There's only two because
Yeah.
nobody has AT&T. No one's that stupid. No one's giving them that.
I had
money.
AT&T back in the day when they were the only ones that had the iPhone. I wanted the iPhone.
I was
so
gonna.
bad.
I was literally about to say that. It's like AT&T tricked everybody once upon a time because they were like, if you want an iPhone, you have to have AT&T.
Yeah.
It's because they tricked Apple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was just like nobody had service on their iPhone because they had the fucking worst one, AT&T.
It was awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for anybody who has AT&T.
I have T-Mobile.
Verizon actually has. I mean, I had T-Mobile. T-Mobile's fine as long as you're in town.
So I have like 9 phone lines, right?
Why?
So
Kids.
I got 2 watches, right?
Oh.
I got 3 kids. My wife is on there. I used
Okay.
to pay
3
for my
kids?
dad's phone.
Who's your third kid?
My stepson,
yeah.
right?
Have I met him?
Jeffrey, probably at some point. He was at James's belt promotion. Yeah, he doesn't
Okay.
live with us anymore. He moved out.
Oh, I believe you. I just
Yeah.
don't remember.
Right, but
I drink a lot.
now he has his own phone line, so now I can start
Yeah.
consolidating this. But I used to pay for my mom and dad's cell phone.
Oh,
I still
okay.
pay for my
Okay.
mom's.
Yeah.
So I just have them on. The bill's super expensive. But
Yeah.
But it's
If I-
because it's 7 lines.
yeah, if I tried to move 9 lines over to the
Yeah.
Verizon, it'd be like $4,000 a month.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Fuck
but
that.
I think it's like 3 something. So
Yeah.
I deal
Which
with
isn't
it.
bad, honestly.
No, it's not terrible, but I mean that's why the cell phone service in that field house is so shitty. That and it's not I don't know the way they built that thing. I feel like all the metal interferes with the cell phone.
I think
service
it's
there.
there's no well even at the school there's not great service.
I'm always on the Wi-Fi, so I
I don't have issues at the school.
It's the infrastructure in on the east side. It just hasn't been developed yet.
Yeah. Could be.
So
Yeah.
I have good cell phone service at my house, but the cell phone tower's like from here to there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a huge mushroom in my backyard
Fuck
Yeah. So you're
or marshmallow.
so you're getting some good radiation in your body.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Ionizing.
Who
for sure.
cares?
I'm dying. Well, I don't care now, but when I have cancer from
Then
the
I'll
cell
care.
phone tower, I'll care. I just got to figure out who owns it so that I can get
Yeah,
some money.
don't. Yeah, you're gonna get the 5G cancer too,
Ooh,
or is
that
it mind
5G?
control? I can't remember what they're,
5G was
what they're
mind
fucking
mind
worried
control.
about.
Remember when that was out during COVID? Like, oh, the 5G towers are everywhere.
My my Wi-Fi is literally I think I can't remember exactly what order it is. It's like 5G COVID tower or something like that. So when someone's like looking for like the Wi-Fi and they see that one on there, they're like,
We're gonna start calling you Fauci.
Oh my God.
because I remember it was like right during COVID. Everyone's like, they're using 5G to do this or whatever.
Did you guys train during COVID?
Yes.
Fuck yeah. I trained more and drank more during COVID than any other period of my life.
We drank like almost a bottle a night.
Yeah.
So I used to drink almost a bottle a night by myself.
Woo.
During
We would
COVID.
sit on the back patio here and just before the school even opened.
Yeah. We were planning my school
Drunk.
in the backyard.
Oh, that's a
hammered.
great idea.
Everything sounded like a great idea.
I hope this
Because I remember,
out.
so, the cool thing was like, so back then, like before we were work from home, I would wake up at 6 to be at work at 6:30, 7ish, so I can leave early because it's basically you just put your time in. It doesn't matter when you start.
Oh shit.
So I would just go in early as fuck. So I'm like, I'm always tired because I'm fucking waking up early so I can, because I didn't want to have to deal with traffic, right?
Yeah.
But now COVID hits, we're all work from home. I'm like, I can literally just roll out of bed into
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna work 9 to 5 then. So I'm like, to me, I'm sleeping in every day. So I'm like drinking every night with this motherfucker. Doesn't matter. I wake up at 9. I'm like, oh, I already slept it off. We're good.
Yeah. We used to pick a movie every night and then pick a bottle of alcohol we were going to drink with the movie.
Nice.
We would do kind of the same thing. We would get like
Yeah.
different bottles of whiskey.
Yep, pretty much. So before COVID, before any of the shutdown, before any of the work from home, I did a lot of work in Tucson. And I'm not going to go drive an hour and a half to Tucson to do a 30-minute meeting and drive an hour and a half home. I'm not going to do it. So what I would tell my customers, like, hey, we're going to do is Teams. It's a Teams meeting. every Tuesday at 10 a.m. And they're like, yeah, cool. I had several customers like that. So I do my Teams meetings just to stay in touch with them, on projects that we're doing, and then go about my day and get new, whatever in-person meetings I had, they were always very close to the house.
Yeah.
So when COVID hit and everybody's working from home, I already had these guys conditioned to do Teams meetings. So I didn't miss a beat.
Some might say groomed.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're a groomer.
Conditioned.
I am not affiliated with the BJJ Foxcast.
So when the world shut down, I'm still doing meetings with these guys. No problem. Because it wasn't like a thing. Like, oh my God, we got to change everything.
Everyone found out Kelsey and I were started dating because of Teams meetings.
That's right. Yeah, because of Zoom. So it
was Zoom, wasn't it?
I was doing
work at the same place.
No.
Nah. So I was doing like I was doing stuff out of my garage because at the time, like we were looking at opening the academy, and I was like, am I going to do like online shit? I don't know. So I was just trying to get see who would be even interested in doing it. And it turns out not a lot of people, but
it was like what everyone is trying to do. We were like doing like drill, like everyone would clock in and we'd do drills, or we would like do rolls, or it was just like.
So I set up a Zoom meeting to kind of give the outline of what we're going to do. And he's sitting on the couch next to Kelsey at his house.
Oh.
And the freaking DMs start lighting up. What the fuck? That's how everybody found out. Yeah.
I was like, dibs.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, my buddy Tojo's a whore. He sleeps around.
Dude, we didn't train at all.
What?
Roots shut down for like 3 months, and then they had like.
You're in the perfect location.
Yeah, they had like an underground thing. I wasn't invited to it.
We definitely shut the blinds, and we would like park around the back.
Fuck yeah.
My brother-in-law was living with me at the time during COVID, and he had just started jiu-jitsu, so I would just beat the shit out of him for like an hour on the grass, and then we'd swim afterwards, and whatever, it's a little thing. I bought like tractor tires so that we could lift tractor tires and stay conditioned, but we didn't I don't know what it was with Gerson, but they didn't really open that. Like he didn't want to do the Zoom thing either because someone else was doing it and trying to get him to do it. But the population at Roots was not going to do that, and they weren't going to log into Zoom and be like, "Hey, this is what we're doing today."
Yeah.
It's just not what was going to happen.
In hindsight, that's the right move because it is pretty cringe.
Yeah.
Like thinking back, I'm like, God, we were so lame.
Yeah, but we rolled a lot, and then Dan Enzing and Andrea had mats at their house, so we'd go over there, and actually a lot of people. So check this out: we were getting ready for Pans. Right? Yeah. Liz Clay and her brother were here I think Liz was a brown belt, her brother was a purple belt at the time, maybe a blue belt. Mm-hmm. And the world shut down. They couldn't go nowhere. So they stayed with me.
Yeah, because they're from Alaska, right?
Yeah. Well, at the time, I think they were living in Arkansas.
Okay.
But they stayed with me until the airports opened up. So we were rolling with them like all the time. They were living like right here. In this bedroom.
Nice. There's motherfuckers watching Worlds being like, oh, I want to roll with Liz Clay. Like, yeah, we had her.
Yeah. She rolled with us. Yep. She rolled with us
one wall over.
Yeah, she rolled with us all the time. It was fun. It was cool. So
COVID was
before
like
she grew up.
She's got a super fight coming up.
Does she really?
The UFC Fight Pass, another one.
Oh yeah.
I can't remember who she's fighting though.
Shit, I just saw it too.
St. Marie? No?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
That's who it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
We should do that one.
Yeah, at the gym.
What day is it?
I think it's a Friday.
It's tomorrow.
They have it like Tuesday.
Let's see.
They do have it on like kind of bad days.
They do it on Friday so it doesn't interfere with the cards.
UFC?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's fucking lame. Do it on a Sunday then.
What is it? UFC Fight Pass?
Yeah. Invitational.
Yeah, Saturday would be cool because we could throw it on the 4
Pass
TVs. And,
yes.
Because I think I have a Fight Pass thing. Yeah, because
I think it's either a women's only card or it has a lot of women on it. The dead silence is really good for podcasts.
It is.
Sorry, I don't know
what
the next one is.
I wish you would
hurry.
hurry. I wish you would hurry the fuck up.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I can't. I'm under pressure. I can't operate like this.
Go to Liz Clay's Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's probably a way easier way to look this up.
Yeah, God.
I forget that I know Liz too.
You forget that he's a dull tool. Dull object?
I've known Liz since I think she was 17.
Okay.
She was either a purple.
Whoa, bro! I wouldn't brag about that.
No, because of Yaya.
Cochino.
God. Okay. Because of Yaya. So she came and trained at Roots a few times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
And that's the same thing with Josh. I've known Josh since he was like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
I remember when he moved out here.
Yep.
Just a little baby.
Steamrolling the shit out of everyone.
Yep. He's an animal, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was an interesting time, man. Like, Amy and I went to Mexico. It was for her birthday in March. We get back. We got back from Mexico.
What's
and we're
your
like,
birthday?
It's March 6th.
You're about to be 53?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, well, no, that's Amy's birthday, March 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm going to be 53 in October. But, yeah, we get back from that trip to Mexico, and we're like, what do you mean we can't go to the grocery store?
They're actually taking this seriously?
Yeah, no shit, yeah.
Because we had like so many of like, remember bird flu, and we're like, yeah,
you.
whatever.
H1N1, whatever the hell
But
it was.
like
Yeah,
the
you're right.
lockdown, it is same rate. Yeah, okay.
Friday?
That should be a good fight for her.
Is it Friday?
March. Does that say 6 on Thursday?
Can you not read?
On a Thursday?
Who the fuck does it on a Thursday?
Yeah, it is.
That's
March
the
6th.
stupidest thing I've ever heard.
We're definitely not closing down for
Wow.
on a Thursday. Lame.
Do better, UFC.
Do better.
But the lockdown was basically St. Patrick's Day, where they like told everyone they were closed.
Yeah.
Because you and I tried to go to AZ Wilderness on St. Patrick's Day.
That's right.
And they turned us around.
Yeah.
They're like, we're not taking people in. And we're like, why?
So
yeah.
I had just started grad school when COVID happened.
Yeah.
And I was on maybe week 3. And my professors were like, we've already peaked. We've already done all this. Like, we're not closing down. The next day,
Closing down.
email came out. Everything's online. I was like, okay, so does that mean my tuition gets reduced and I
Nope.
get money back? Nope. I was like, so why am I paying for this then?
First of all, easy A, bro.
And then, and then when we came back in person, the only person who wasn't back in person
Was you?
was the fucking professor.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. I was like, why am I paying for this class if this guy's online?
So you were still on your laptop?
We were on our laptops in class.
Fuck that.
And the professor was online. I was like,
Nope.
this is stupid. I'm not
What
doing
up?
this.
He was gaming the system.
Yeah, I dropped
Yeah.
the class.
I mean, to be fair,
It was grad school.
who the fuck
I mean,
isn't doing that?
If I was in his shoes, I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I love working from home.
Oh yeah, dude.
I like honestly, like if you're talking about like when I clock in, quote unquote, to when I clock out, I work more hours.
Yeah.
But I do more like, you know, I'll take like a half hour break and I'll like, you know, do the laundry.
Yeah.
But it's wrapped up into like the work day, so it's like I'm not like, you know, the free time after work. I'm not like not.
I hope you get fired for this.
When I worked at Intel,
I'm just kidding.
when I worked at Intel, I played Call of Duty.
Hell yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. I would be on a meeting sometimes.
Nice.
Like with my coworkers.
Nice.
And I knew everyone. I knew what they wanted, right? So I'd be like, hey, guys, hang on. I got to pause the game. They're like, what? They're like, Carlos, are you playing something? I'm like, yeah, I'm playing Call of Duty right now.
Yeah.
Well, when COVID first hit, so like I do pharmacy.
This wasn't during COVID. This was like 4 months ago.
This was yesterday. Yesterday I was playing Call of Duty.
No, this was like a
Oh
year ago.
shit, that's funny.
But when COVID first hit, like, so I do pharmacy audit. So it's like we can't even really conduct audits because you call pharmacies. They're basically like, we can't do anything right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they had the same thing, and they made someone go in, one person, right? So I do safety, right? They made one person go in with a laptop and move around the laptop and look for audit findings.
Oh my god.
Right? So what this person told me is like, bro, I just showed them the same thing over and over. I was like, that was a corporate audit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh
and then
my
they move
God.
it to the other side of the room and then go back to the same thing.
Oh my god.
You just make it
that's funny.
shaky enough that they can't see what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah.
He was like, it was the stupidest thing ever. I did that for 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a weird fucking time when everyone was just trying to figure out how to make their work.
Yeah. And I remember at one point the cost of materials like doubled.
Yeah. That was terrible.
Oh, like ply. You like 2x4s were like $10.
So what we would do, the company I worked for at the time, like if you were going to subcontract for me, I would have you sign a subcontract agreement, right? Normal.
Yeah.
And it would say, okay, we agreed on this price. You're going to do this work for this price. Cool, right? That didn't get done.
A lot of change orders.
Bro. We sent the subcontract, and it was like, we had the job for months, right? And those things, they're done by someone else. They never got sent out to the subcontractors for signature. So subcontractors are like, I don't have a contract with you, and my material cost is doubled.
Yeah.
So we're like, fuck. Oh no. What do we do now? You pay more.
Yeah, it was the same thing in construction.
Yeah.
So when I worked at the hospitals, they made all of us come into a room.
Yeah.
And it was like their emergency response.
Yeah.
Like I was the safety officer for the campus, so I had to show up. Nah, I'm good.
I do a little bit.
Maybe a little. Just a splash.
Still a splash.
That's good.
There you go. Yeah, we can't leave with that bottle. It's a sin.
So we would all meet in a room, not spread COVID.
Right.
Right.
Well, you can't.
Wear stupid little masks.
Yep. As long as you wear your mask, you can do anything.
And then at the same time, they were building the second part of the hospital.
Oh my God.
None of those people were wearing masks inside of the hospital.
No, hell no.
Right? In that construction area that was like barricaded off.
You remember the jiu-jitsu, like where people were wearing masks while they were rolling, and it was just like, of course it fucking falls down. I was like, bro, what are you even fucking doing?
It must have been so hard to realize that the mask was doing more harm than good.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
I'm not going to name names, but there was definitely a school that like was hard on the mat, like wearing the masks while they rolled. And it's just so funny because they're just like, they're getting pulled down.
Yeah, just shut down.
If you're going to be that fucking lame about it, shut down.
Shut down.
Just shut down.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
And then we did like, you could only roll with one partner, but then the next day you could roll with a different partner.
Oh, the worst thing was you have to wear a mask when you come into the restaurant until you sit down.
Until you sit down.
Yeah.
Well, COVID exists at 5 feet.
Yeah.
That's true.
As soon as you sit down.
Oh, when you
you're
get
not
below
there,
5 feet, you're
gone.
good. Yeah,
That's just science.
Yeah, that was the stupidest thing ever, man.
Oh my God.
But
Yeah,
you
but
remember
no,
when,
no.
like,
But the worst part is, we all fell for it.
we didn't fall for it.
No, we all participated in one way or another. Now
I had to keep going to work. I never.
But there were some people like if the restaurant thing, I thought it was completely stupid, but that's all they could do to stay open.
Right.
They had to enforce that bullshit, and they knew it was bullshit, but they had to enforce it because there's some other asshole who's like getting off on this bullshit, like making people do his bidding, her bidding. They get off on that shit. So that's if you want to stay open, you got to do this. Okay, I fucking play the game.
I mean, yeah, that's what. But it wasn't like that's not buying into it, and that's just saying like we're playing by the rules.
Well, by we, I say like people were ratting us out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Motherfuckers ratting us out.
I just checked my phone and I got an email from Aries East Mesa. How did you do that?
Don't you worry about how the fuck I did that. I got people, man. I got people.
Taylor runs it. That's why.
Yeah. I went to San Diego probably in 2021 to visit my mom and my sister. And we went to go have dinner. And we had to sit outside in a tent. Like outside, inside.
That's because you're black.
But outside of the restaurant. And we had to still do the mask thing.
Oh my
God.
God.
I was like, hang on. We're sitting outside, but we're inside in a tent. I was like, guys, it's
Bro,
the same
there's
thing.
still people that wear masks.
Dude,
I know.
there's people that still wear masks in their cars by
By
themselves.
themselves.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude.
So they wear masks at my job a lot, right? But it's because they're all Asian.
All right.
well, they've been doing that
Yeah,
for
they've
years.
been
But,
doing that for
yeah.
but get me.
decades.
Listen to me on this one. All right. So like when you're like at the store, it's kind of nice just putting headphones on, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
people
Leave me alone.
they don't talk to
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I
Yep.
do it all the
Same
time.
kind of idea though with the mask. That was the one cool thing, is like you could just kind of fucking like.
Dude, let me tell you
I
something,
wear a
man.
mask every single day at work.
If I were a criminal, I'd want the mask mandate.
Yeah. Oh, they loved it.
Fuck yeah.
The criminals loved it.
Just robbing people.
What was the one positive thing out of COVID for you? I can tell you mine. I lost a shitload of weight.
Bro, it springboarded my business.
I drank more whiskey than anybody.
By the time we got brick and mortar and put mats down, people were sick of being told what to do, and they were getting free money from the government. So
Yep.
when I would
Oh,
tell
that
them,
money
"Hey,
was so good.
we got this trial program. It costs this much," they're like, "Yeah, sure." They didn't bat
Here
an
you
eye.
go.
Yep, and they weren't going to work,
Yeah.
so they could train.
I bet your numbers were insane, huh?
Fucking numbers were great.
I actually loved like that first year.
That first year was pretty badass.
Because you and I, all we did was drink
That's all we did. Yeah.
and secretly trained.
Yep.
I had every single type of whiskey and bourbon and scotch that Costco had.
That
Nice.
became my hobby, was like hunting down bottles of whiskey.
Yeah.
So at one point we were getting the double size of that Buffalo Trace because that didn't last long enough.
If they had that at Fry's, I would buy it. But Fry's now basically has these, and they're $23. They're
Yeah.
so cheap now.
Yeah, it was a Costco bottle size.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
I started drinking wine during COVID.
What?
Yeah, but only that fuck, what is it called?
Kirkland.
No. It was like
Mad Dog 2020?
Black.
Whoa, bro.
Remember that
Rose
shit?
or some shit like
I
that.
think we're just calling it wine.
Remember that shit, that Black Dog? You remember that Mad Dog 2020?
Yeah, but you know that's not what MD stood for, right?
No, what is
It was Mogden Davis.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
MD 2020.
Well, I'm sure they
is
call it
A.
Mad Dog.
But yeah, we used to drink that in high school all the time.
Yep. Did you ever drink?
Boone's Farm was the
David.
one that
Boone's Farm was big.
all the
Mickey's.
That was like
Mickey's
the
malts.
girls' drink, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like the Boone's Farm. All the girls wanted Boone's Farm.
We would get the Mickey's because they were 48 ounces, not 40.
Oh yeah, and you're like, see,
They're dangerous.
I know how economy works.
I pay attention in school. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Do you remember the
That
first
never happened.
Boone's
the
Farm.
first tournament?
Oh, spilling. It's spilling. Something's spilling.
That Jiu-Jitsu World League tournament?
Oh, my God. The one we were there till like 11 at night.
Well, some of us were. I was like, I'm leaving.
10 at night.
We started at 9.
Yeah. It was Jiu-Jitsu
the
World
morning?
League.
Yes.
Yeah, Jiu-Jitsu World League. And it's funny because we go to weigh in, and the weigh-ins were outdoors, and there was like a table. The scale is in front of you. There's a plastic thing,
Yep.
and the person is sitting behind the plastic. Everybody made weight. Everybody's holding on to the table. Like, what did it say? You're like 160.
Some of us don't
Perfect.
have to cheat to make weight, but whatever.
I'm an ultra in the 175.
Yeah, so everybody made weight. And then, dude, 10 o'clock at night, I still had white belts on the mat.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I remember Colin was there, and I'm like, dude, I don't care about you.
Colin's ass got worked.
I'm like, I don't love you.
I don't know if if this podcast will ever be watched by anyone who has any pull in these larger tournaments, but if you can make another weight class that's
There's gotta be.
265 and below,
There's got to be, yeah.
I'll give you $1,000 every time I compete.
I'll suck you.
I think honestly, I think
I might even do that.
The 222 or whatever it is and above is ridiculous
It is.
because there's a big difference between 225 and 400.
Yeah.
Is there?
There's
Dude,
a big. I'll
yeah.
show you the picture of the guy. Right.
Hey, I've done the open.
I think I've told you this story where I was trying to push the guy away and I never actually felt his body.
That's so
Right,
gross.
You just felt his blubber.
Yeah. I never got to his skeletal frame or anything to be able to move his body.
Yeah.
I was just moving fat around.
Dude. So
That's how it feels like when I roll with Alex.
Sean Academia did a heavy. He did an open class in LA at he was featherweight,
Jesus.
and the dude that he fought was so big. We were calling him Debo because he was just giant. And I said, "Hey, Sean."
Was he black?
I said, "Hey, Sean."
I'll tell you my story in a second.
I said, "Hey, Sean." When he was going to the mat, you could hear the bike. Eek, eek.
Let me get that chain.
There was one point in the match, Sean completely disappeared under him. He was gone. Like you could not see Sean. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
No, I did when I was a blue belt. I was like, fuck yeah, I get to do the open. Like, I get extra jujitsu. I was so excited as a featherweight.
Yeah.
Right?
Bad
and
call.
first guy I get in the first match, the first time I ever did the open, this 300-pound black dude. Fucking monster.
Oh my god.
Dave Barnes was like, giving me the pep talk. He's like, don't
I
let him.
remember Dave.
Dave's
Yeah, man,
Dave's
Dave.
like, don't let him get grips. I was like, okay.
Don't let him get grips.
I love.
He grabs my
Barnes.
collar.
Barnes, my boy, man. I miss
Motherfucker
him.
grabs my collar. I go to do. Oh, okay. I'm gonna break this. Boom. Hit a fucking brick wall. That collar is his.
Yeah.
And he just does this whole where he has both my collars. He kind of slightly lifts me and uses his leg. It's like judo adjacent. And just trip splat. And then he does the fucking, the thing that every fucking big guy does. Americana for Mount.
Americana for Mount. Baby. That's right.
I have never done an Americana from out in a tournament.
Oh my god.
Dave's like, I told you not to let him get your grips. I'm like, yeah, well,
So-
I thought I did.
I've done the open class one time, and it was at purple belt, and that was like the one time I got gold in my own division.
Okay.
And I remember doing the open class, and I was already dead tired. I didn't want to do it. My knee hurt. I had just had knee surgery.
You're a bitch.
Yeah, whatever.
He is a bitch.
I am. I didn't place in the open, right? But I lost by like 6 points. I remember laying on my back and the guy's coach saying, he's tired. He gave up. Look at him. I stood up with the guy. And I Uchimated him and just smashed him on the mat. And then I looked at his coach and I said, I'm super tired.
Yeah.
And then I lost by 6 points. I was like, I could have been a dick the whole time.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I should have just
Smashed him.
You
smashed the shit out of him.
You should have not looked at him and be like, don't get your boy fucked up.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That happened to me at Nationals.
There was like 10 seconds left after I threw
okay.
him. That's why I did it.
I was at Nationals and I was rolling with he's actually like a really cool guy. I like the guy that I fought was actually like really cool, but his coach is like, he's getting desperate, and I look at him and I'm like,
My favorite thing is when a coach will say he's scared.
Yeah. Oh God.
The fuck am I scared of?
Am I
bro?
scared? Yeah. Whatever. Hey, so
We both paid $110 for a $5 medal.
yeah,
Yeah. That was
and
like
a T-shirt,
Yeah.
and a T-shirt.
That's like my fight with Jay Shellhammer. Mako goes, he's tired, and I look over at Mako, I'm like, I'm not tired.
That T-shirt will shrink and never fit you again.
That's it. Yeah.
But that coaching to me, like I never put down like. For me, like when if anything that I'm going to say that's about the other person, it's like he's looking for the Kimura, he's looking for the triangle,
or he's going to do this, then do that.
Right?
You know what I mean?
I'm never like, oh, he's tired, get him.
Nah.
Or like at the very worst, I'll be like his guard's open, or stuff like that. I'm never gonna put. No, I'm good. I'm never putting down like the other athlete.
No,
That just
of course
seems
not.
so
Of course
sleazy
not.
to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's low class.
I think that's really low class when you have to say, hey, he's tired or he's weak. He's not ready for you.
Yeah.
Like, how about you coach your person?
Yeah.
Don't worry about me.
If that's what you have to rely on, you lost.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, you have to have that other guy be weaker, tired, or whatever. It's like then what are you here for?
The only time I'll ever do an open is to get the academy points.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Like I have no benefit in getting a gold medal against someone who's 140 pounds.
Yeah.
I rolled with I did the open for that as a black belt with the one guy from J Pages because he didn't have anybody in his division.
Okay.
So he just like wanted a match, and I'm like, fine, I'll do the open.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
He's like, hey.
But they're all cool. I mean,
it was fine. It was fine.
Yeah.
But then he was really mean to me. I was like, why are you being so mean?
Then he put his thumb in my butt. I didn't like that.
No, he was definitely bigger, a lot bigger than me. So it was just like, fuck.
Did you need an oil change after that?
Of course.
At least a check.
You should check that a little
Definitely
bit.
check.
Yep, there's oil.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I have seen so many oil checks in high school wrestling.
Oh, I bet.
That I
Yeah.
am not comfortable with. Every single week, I'm like, hey, your whole fist doesn't need to be in there.
But back to that Jiu-Jitsu World League. That was the first.
2020.
That was when I realized that I'm like, I am never gonna do a tournament where you do no-gi and gi at the same day.
It's
No,
so
that's
difficult.
terrible, dude.
Because it was like, so I don't know if you
Pick
remember.
one.
You were there, Alex. I don't remember if you remember. Like, they were on our side, on the grown-up side, because there was like the kid side
Yep.
that was actually going really smoothly.
Yep.
On the adult side, they were behind all fucking day,
Dude,
and we're sitting in we're like, my time was 9 o'clock, and it's like
Yeah.
11, and you
Yeah.
haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
But shout out to Jiu-Jitsu World League. They have one of the best tournaments that we
Yeah,
get
they
in
do great.
Phoenix.
They are the best non-IBJJF tournament.
Yeah,
Yep, agreed.
Well, I think they're even better than IBJJF.
I don't.
You know, it
Here-
depends.
here I
It depends on what IBJJF you go to.
Like
Yes.
the Phoenix Open doesn't compare to Jiu-Jitsu World League.
No, Phoenix Open's not good. Nationals,
terrible.
borderline.
Master Worlds is a different thing.
Master Worlds, but Master Worlds, they have their A team,
yeah.
right?
So here's my. You shouldn't have to pay to spectate at a jiu-jitsu tournament.
Agreed.
100%.
Yeah.
That's silly. And IBJJF does not, other than like Pans, Worlds, Nogi Worlds, like that's the only ones that you have to pay to spectate because it's not just a tournament. It's kind of also a little bit of a convention because
Yeah,
there's lots
it's
of
a
vendors.
convention, yeah.
There's lots of
Yeah.
vendors.
They do the whole Jiu-Jitsu con.
But if you go to
thing.
like Orange County Open, New Orleans Open, fucking Phoenix Open, whatever, all the opens, there's no cover.
Right.
If anyone from IBJJF ever watches this, you guys need to do better with the Phoenix Open.
Bro,
There's
first
two-
of all, you got to announce it with more than 30 days notice.
Oh, yeah,
There's-
that was
there's
bullshit.
too
That's
much-
bullshit.
Yeah, there's too much jiu-jitsu in this area for you to give us 30 days notice.
So to your point, well, of course, yes, you need more notice. Also, Don't have it in fucking June.
I was just about to say that.
Don't have it in
I was
fucking
like,
June.
I don't know if you guys have ever looked at the weather here. It's 120 here.
I've taken my trailer there.
You shouldn't lose 10 pounds walking into
no,
your
dude.
But hey, to be fair, when you need to make weight, it's fucking awesome.
It is pretty
sit
easy. Just
outside.
sit in your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely did that once for the AZBJ. I literally just
Sit in your car.
You'll either
just
die or make weight. Yeah.
turn the heater on and
No.
go for a drive
You'll do
around the
both.
block.
Yeah.
You'll do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put a sweatshirt on, go for a drive around the block. You come back, you lost a pound.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yep.
You didn't do shit.
Yep.
And then
Oh
you
my
smell.
God.
Then you smell like fucking. Like you've been
I do
sweating
like the
fucking
venue
stress.
though. That
Yeah.
venue in Scottsdale.
My favorite
That
thing,
is the best venue.
That is the best venue.
Yeah, Mullet Arena is the best venue in Scotland.
No. I love Mullet, but I'm talking where they have the Phoenix Open. It's in that Scottsdale location. Remember where the equestrian?
Oh, you're talking about
place is?
Westworld. Westworld.
Yeah, Westworld. But it's the last 3 years it's been at Legacy.
No.
No,
Yeah,
not Phoenix Open.
No.
Dude, we were in Fieldhouse
Oh no,
C.
yeah. Last year it was at Phoenix. It was
terrible.
Yeah. It was at Legacy. Yeah,
At least the last 2 years it's
Yeah.
been at Legacy.
it was.
It's been so bad.
Yep.
Yeah, it's at the
I don't
same.
believe
It's
you.
in the same as the AZBJL.
No, it was. It was.
Because Westworld has like the main one that has that like metal horse in the front or whatever,
Yeah.
and then they have like the auxiliary one, and that's where it was.
2 years ago.
Yeah, so Jiu-Jitsu World League used to do
3 years ago.
theirs there.
Yep.
And oh man, I did not have a good experience.
I
when
love
went
that
there.
venue.
I love Mullet Arena.
Mullet's great.
Free parking.
Yep.
That's amazing, right? And then you have to pay to spectate, but
I
at
don't
least
The fact that
There's
Legacy
no bad seats
charges
there.
for fucking parking, eat a bag of fucking dicks. If you don't fucking upgrade your fucking internet connection
never
out
once
there,
have I ever paid for parking at Legacy Stadium.
I pay.
Never. My phone doesn't even work to do it.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fuck you.
How
You're
am I
like,
supposed to do it?
scan the QR code. Okay, with what internet?
Zero chance I'm paying for park, and I live 1 block away.
Yeah.
But I
Eat
can't,
a fucking bag of dicks.
I can't even pay for it. I would have to scan it.
I don't
drive
think I've
home.
ever seen Tojo this mad about anything.
I hate paying for parking. Fuck you.
This is what
I'm
happens
paying to
when you finish the bottle
spectate.
of Buffalo Trace.
He's so mad. Oh
but,
shit.
But the real. All right, so I don't pay to spectate because I'm fucking awesome and I'm a black belt.
Whatever.
But you know what I
paid.
mean. But people are paying like $35 to spectate there.
what?
It's like it's expensive. I don't know
That's
how much.
disgusting.
It's
Yeah,
it's
I paid-
actually really expensive.
35.
No. Like before, like I didn't text you one time because my phone wasn't working.
Yeah.
And I paid for me, James, Aiden, and it was like $50 something.
Oh my
to go
God,
spectate.
dude.
I was like,
Spectating
no,
fee there is actually expensive,
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
and you're charging for fucking parking.
yeah, that's bullshit.
Eat a bag of dicks,
They need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Heston.
Do better.
He doesn't work
Phoenix
there anymore.
Open.
What?
Nah, he doesn't work there
Already?
anymore. Yeah. Yeah.
Phoenix Open
doing
needs
his
to
own
do
thing.
better. But Jiu-Jitsu World League, 100%. If they made me pay for parking, I'd be okay with it.
Dude, it's the Mullet Arena.
Yeah. It is the perfect venue.
Fucking great.
Yeah, because all the spectators are elevated.
There's no bad seats.
Right.
You can buy alcohol. You can buy food.
It's from what I understand, it's double what the Legacy is.
yeah.
I don't give a it's because it's doubly good.
If IBJJF
But they
wants
still
to get
manage
better,
to keep their rates reasonable.
Yeah.
You know, for the entry.
if IBJJF wants to get better, they need to move it. To
Oh,
Mullet
absolutely.
Arena.
I think everybody should be doing it at the Mullet Arena.
Yeah.
I think someone should burn down Legacy. Just kidding.
They've already
If
sold
there's
it
a
3 times.
psychopath listening,
Now we're canceled.
They've sold that place 3 different times.
have they really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, remember it was Bell Bank, and then
Yeah.
Now it's AZ Sports Arena or
Yeah,
something.
AZ
like that.
Sports.
Who are these
Park,
fucking
yeah.
idiots with too much money, fucking wasting their money on trash?
Do you know how much they sold it for? $200 million.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you $50.
So there was when I lived in Houston.
No, you won't. You cheap bastard. You won't even pay for parking.
When I lived in Houston, there was a Legacy Stadium for the high school that my kids went
Fuck you.
to. The football,
Hey, I'll pay $50 and then I get free parking forever.
the high school football stadium that was not attached, but that's where they played high school football.
Yeah.
It was $100 million to build it.
Wow. Yeah.
And it was just a football stadium.
Yeah.
That's it.
COVID
Nothing
prices,
else.
am I right?
COVID prices.
That's
Shit.
what happened. It was built during COVID.
She got expensive.
But that high school won like 3 football championships.
I don't give a
That's why
fuck.
they
It's
did
high
it.
school.
Dude, go to like
the only thing more important than high school football in Texas is God.
Yeah. Maybe
Who?
oil.
I never
Maybe
heard
oil.
of her.
Families,
Yeah,
is
oil.
like a close third.
Yeah, maybe oil, then God, then family.
Well, Odessa.
Yeah.
Hating
that
gays
area.
is pretty
Bro.
big in there.
If you go to Texas and you look at their high school stadiums, they look like college stadiums. Like they're so big, and they have like the booth is like an actual like.
I get it. Everything's bigger in Texas.
No, I'm serious, and I'm not talking like this is like Dallas blah 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 school. No, this is like Denton, Texas,
The
Mesquite,
high school
Texas.
The high school stadium in Katy, Texas was better
Oh
than
yeah,
ASU's.
Katie's badass. Yeah,
Was better than ASU stadium.
That's a low bar, bro.
bro. I used to go to ASU games.
ASU's a Division I school.
Amy and I had ASU.
They would have went to the championship this year.
Amy and I had season tickets for ASU for a few years,
Yeah.
and I would go for the home opener, and I'd be like,
They suck.
we get more motherfuckers at a high school game back in Texas, man. It's like nothing.
Yeah. I would drop my
crazy.
kids off at the football game, and they'd be packed.
Yeah,
Thousands.
To
Oh,
be
yeah.
fair, ASU sucked for a long time.
they did.
They did.
Until
did.
this year.
Yeah.
Herm Edwards was the worst.
I don't know who that is.
He was their coach for like 3, maybe 4
Yeah,
years.
he was an NFL coach for the Colts. So when I used to watch football, right? He was
no,
Peyton Manning's-
Jets.
No, he was Peyton Manning's coach.
No. He was
Herm Edwards?
no, not Herm. You're thinking of different guy.
Herm
Yeah,
Lewis.
yeah. Herm Edwards was a Jets head coach, and he was horrible as a head coach. Horrible. He played for the
Was he? Terrible.
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 He played for the Eagles, and then he kind of journeyman through like the coaching shit, and then he got his head coaching job with the Jets.
Are you sure? I'm
Positive.
pretty sure he was the Colts.
Why
No.
don't you fucking Google?
Now
it?
you're
Jamie,
thinking,
pull it up.
you're thinking of the guy that went from
Jamie.
Tampa Bay. He went from Tampa Bay to the Colts, and he was the Colts head coach for a while. He actually won a Super Bowl with the Colts. But anyway, Herm
Who are the
Edwards,
Colts?
terrible fucking head coach. And that's who I had to live through when I was buying my season tickets. And eventually I was like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I can't justify spending this kind of money for this product. It's horrible.
Yeah, no shit.
And then they hire this nobody coach who turns out to be awesome and takes his team to friggin' the playoffs.
Where they get cheated.
They got cheated by Texas. The
Because they're like,
Texas-
we have a plan. And Arizona's not in it.
Arizona State has nothing to do with our plan.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Jets and Kansas City
Yeah,
Chiefs.
yeah. He was a shitty coach at both.
Alex actually was the one that
Who am
told
I
us who
thinking
the
of?
Mets.
You're
why
thinking
the Mets
of
were called the Mets.
you're thinking of that little like that real quiet guy. He's actually a really good coach. He was more of a defensive guy. I can't think of his name for some reason.
Who
Find out
cares?
Right now.
Yeah.
No one cares. This is BJJ Foxcast.
Harry Belafonte. Oh no, he was a singer.
Does he do jiu-jitsu?
I don't know. No.
I'm just looking out for D.
Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy.
Yeah.
That's who you're thinking about.
I'm
yeah.
looking out for D here.
I don't want to say anything racist, so I'm just going to stop right there.
Tony Dungy was actually a really good coach. And D hates when we don't talk jiu-jitsu on this podcast.
You want to talk about hunting?
Nobody cares about Brazilian D.
Brazilian D.
Oh no!
Wow.
I love you, D.
You think he's listened for 2 hours and 43 minutes?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so D is actually one of the people that convinced me to come to Aries East Mesa.
No
full-time.
kidding.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
man.
training in the morning.
Yeah. D is like
We hate him.
I always talk about like coaches that, are all in. Even like they have their lives obviously, right?
Yeah.
But D's one of those guys, he's all in, man.
D loves his students.
Yeah.
He loves
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah, so it makes me super happy to be like just a part of that,
Yeah. Yeah. He's the person who got me to come to Aries.
That's awesome.
So it's his fault?
100% that you get submitted by me because of D.
No,
Yes.
but like when you came over and John and Patty Belcher are the most supportive people I've
Yeah.
ever met in my life. They're so freaking
And you've
cool.
met me.
I have
terrible.
never ever had anyone in my life like John Belcher, Patty Belcher, Justin Belcher.
Yeah.
Like those people are my family.
Yeah. No, I
Justin's
absolutely.
a bitch, though.
Justin even gets called my son.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Colin has a running gag like, "Hey, that's your dad."
He got called my son
Oh.
more than once, unfortunately.
Oh, so you're named after your dad, huh?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a second, apparently.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was
Colin reminds him every time. Hey, your dad was here the other day. He's like, oh, my dad showed up. He's like, yeah.
Remember that time at Zips or not Zips? It was the Hub, and he's like, "It's my son's birthday," because he paid. So he's like, "Yeah, I'll pay. It's for my son's birthday."
It's my son's birthday.
They're like,
I'll
"Oh,
pay.
do you want a shot or a cake?" I'm like, "No, it wasn't my birthday."
Like a cake. Yeah, they want to give a cake.
I thought you said a
Oh,
cake.
I was like,
that.
I said, I'll pick up the tab. It's my son's birthday. She's like, oh my God, happy birthday.
Is that when we went?
No, it was just him
different
and I.
time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We go to the Hub every once in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's the only place we actually get. That one lady is the only one we get good service
The
with.
condescending waitress, man.
She's like
Which one? Which Hub?
the one in Tossman.
It's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
The skinny lady. She's like the only fucking good server in Phoenix, apparently.
What are we having tonight?
Yeah. She talks to you like you're a child. Are you having the hop knot or are you having the tower station? Are you gonna?
Music.
And she fucks up every fucking time when you're like, I'll have a small one, and she's like, okay, a large one.
Yep. She brings a big one. You're like, oh, I guess I'm having.
I guess I'm paying for a big one. She
Yeah.
goes, it happened at least twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the last time you and I were there, and then it happened when we were sitting outside that one time, and I was like, fine.
So our Hub nights, right?
Yeah.
They're really popular.
They are. Yeah.
I got that idea from when I was in Washington. Every Friday we would go to, oh God, the
We should call it
arena.
Ohana night.
It was called. It was
Steven,
called. Cut that out.
245. Cut that shit out. We're not fucking going there. Quit serving them booze. Quit giving them booze.
Hey, we have a little bit more.
Jesus Christ.
It was called the arena. George, he was a cop. My professor. I respect that man so much. He made me fall in love with jiu-jitsu, and he talked so much during classes.
Yeah.
But it's like he was teaching you a life lesson during jiu-jitsu.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that sounds lame.
Yeah. Well, he's an older guy. He's
Easy.
He was a
Easy.
Put him in a home.
He's older than you. He's in his 60s.
Attaboy.
They go hard in the
We
nursing
call
home.
him- Yeah. We call him Father
Man, they
George
go
for
hard.
a reason.
They go hard in that nursing home. That motherfucker.
But he would take us to the arena after, right?
Yeah.
And then we'd go watch UFC fights or whatever.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I got that. Hey, let's go to the Hub on Friday
Dude,
nights.
it's a everybody loves it.
Yeah.
But I think we need to invade the Hub after tournaments.
Yeah.
That
100%.
or just kind of make it like a first Friday or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, remember like after tournaments when we'd go like 100 fucking people to a bar, we'd just take the whole place over.
So the problem is like the tournaments now are just like,
They're so sporadic.
well, you have like all the kids in the morning, so the parents are like, I want to get the fuck out.
you know what? You're right. Yeah. Because remember it was Sunday.
It used to be 2 days.
Yeah, it used to be Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit harder
And,
now.
well, and they used to do it. It was white, purple, black on Saturday, and then it was blue and brown on Sunday.
I think you got it backwards.
Either way,
Yeah.
whatever.
But
But they
it
would
was- yeah.
split it.
Yeah.
And that was actually a good split because then you don't have to fucking be there all day every
Right.
day.
Yeah.
Right? So or all day for the whole tournament. Now they do kids till noon or 1 or whatever, and then everyone else is until we're done.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Sucks.
I get that it's like probably expensive as
compete at
fuck.
white belt.
Then go back to the fucking college.
Dude, there were times when Paul would be like, hey, find us a place to go. Because we'd always go to Bogies, but we outgrew Bogies.
It's midnight. Where do you want to go?
No, but we would like the day before. Like
Okay.
I'd call a place and I'd be like, hey, I've got like 75 to 100 people coming tomorrow. Can you staff it? And they'd be like, nah, we can't. Okay, cool. Like we get that. Some places would say, yeah, we got you. And we show up, there's one freaking server and one bartender.
Oh, that's terrible.
And we're just piling in, dude. It was awful, awful, awful. It'd take forever to get the food. But, you know.
Yeah, Bogies was the one because we had a guy who was an alcoholic that was there all the time.
We still have him.
No, we don't.
But every once in a while.
When was the last time he trained?
He trained last year.
No,
He did.
maybe once.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
when you say last year, is it December of last year?
no, like mid last
Like
year.
January
That
last
Yeah.
year.
person doesn't count.
Oh my God. All the guys making their comeback.
Did you see Nolan went on did like an ayahuasca thing?
No.
He was like posting about it on Facebook. He's like, I'm about to do an ayahuasca thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Of course you are.
I have never done ayahuasca.
I'm not even interested.
The
I am
closest-
100% interested in doing
Me
it.
too. But
I want to see where my brain
The
goes.
closest I've gotten to is mushrooms.
Mushrooms are awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are. Especially if you microdose them.
Mm.
That's how I got through grad school.
I wanna-
really?
I would like to heroic dose mushrooms one day.
Describe a heroic dose. What's a heroic dose?
Where you just like you're going to a different.
Yeah, but how much do you have to take?
I don't know.
You have to take at least.
I want someone to fucking walk me through it.
So if you microdose, right? Because I used to microdose. If you take one cap, it's like a quarter of a serving.
Mm-hmm.
There was one time where I didn't feel it, and I took them at work.
Oh, bad call.
Yeah, very bad call.
Yeah.
It was during COVID.
Yeah.
I took them at work, and I took double the dosage. So I took 1 full gram, and I had to close my office door because
because it grew arms.
So the other people, and I know they won't listen to it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the other people who shared the same space, right? So they had their own offices, but they were talking back and forth, and they were in facilities. I was in safety. It sounded like they were yelling at me. I had to close the door for 2 hours until I stopped tripping. And I was like, "Oh my God, I can't even do work right now."
I've never even microdosed mushrooms, but I just it sounds interesting to me.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally want to do it.
Like I'm more of a stimulant kind of guy. Definitely did a little bit of blow once.
Like cocaine?
Once upon a time, yeah. But like with caffeine.
You're like Obama. Did a little blow.
Did a little blow. Oh, yeah, thank you very much.
I didn't inhale it, though.
Oh, no, he inhaled it. He admits it. Did a little
like,
blow.
The Obama accent, it kind of turns into an Elvis accent. But with like caffeine, I'm like I like to get caffeinated to the point where you're like
have a heart attack.
No. Oh. Just before, like right where you're like this might be too much.
Yeah.
That's where I like to hang out.
Yeah.
It's 40 ounces of caffeine in an energy.
It depends on the person. But like, dude, once I so I was like, I was experimenting making my own cold brew. And I was like, oh, here's a cold brew recipe. Okay, cool. And I was like, all right, blah, blah, blah. I made it, and I brought it to work, and I was drinking it, blah, blah. I went through the whole thing. I'm like, fuck, dude, I am fucking jittery. So I look it up, and I'm like, oh, that was a concentrate.
Yeah. I have a concentrate story for you. San Antonio, my company took us out there for...
Can I finish?
No, finish, please. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I call my doctor friend, Dr. Nick. You know Nick.
Yeah.
Boojak. I call him and I'm like, can you overdose on caffeine?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can. Yeah. It's actually pretty hard, but you can. And I'm like, so I made a concentrate.
I think it's like excess of 2,000 milligrams.
Wow. I might have been close. Wow. I might have been close.
Oh, you were fucked up.
I was like pretty fucking nervous.
Yeah.
But I actually like really do enjoy getting close to that line. But man, I hop, skipped, and jumped my fucking ass over that line.
I like to see the heart attack. I don't like to have it though.
So our company used to do every other year they would basically rent out a JW Marriott, and it was nothing but salespeople and vendors.
That sounds like a fucking nightmare.
It was a fucking
salespeople
nightmare.
Are the worst people.
It was horrible. It was horrible. Everybody's overserved. It's just a fucking nightmare. So we're in San Antonio at the Marriott. Gosh, I can't remember which one, but it was like not close to the river.
This or this story didn't happen.
Yeah. So, so
I have someone who works for the Marriott. We can find out.
So they have this themes. Like ours was like a cowboy theme, and they had a rodeo for us.
God,
like
that
a
sounds
just
gay.
like
I was about to say, oh, you guys are gay.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
I saw Brokeback.
100%. So they load us up on these buses, and we go to this rodeo. Well, before the rodeo, my buddy Steve's with me, and I'm like, I call his room, like, hey, are you ready to go? He's like, nah, different guy. And Steve's
That's
like,
what we call Bill on the weekends.
So Steve can't make it. He's having an anxiety attack. He goes, I don't know what happened. I can't fucking breathe. I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, bro, just stay here, chill out. And the rodeo was so much fun. They had like music and food and all kinds of stuff. It was fucking awesome. And he goes, I don't know what happened, but blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so the next day, I'm fucking hungover as hell, and I get a cold brew coffee from the Starbucks in the Marriott. I drink that down. I got the small, and my heart is like pounding out of my chest. And I walk over. I'm like, hey, man, is this concentrate? And the guy's like, I don't know. And I'm like, I think you got concentrate. You got to water that shit down because I can't feel my fingers right now. I was fucking lit up on this coffee. And I asked Steve, I was like, hey, man, did you have like a cold brew yesterday? He goes, oh, yeah, I had a big one. I'm like, they fucking poisoned you. Like,
you know, it's
like it was the guy
Isn't
didn't
that
know.
Fucking hilarious though? Like they're like literally giving you like a stimulant. Like,
Yeah.
like what's the difference between that and like, here's a fucking gram of Coke. Like,
yeah.
There's a big difference.
Just shove your face in it.
not actually.
Yeah. So, So I,
if I get snort caffeine, I would totally snort.
But
caffeine.
like the Starbucks.
You can.
Right. You're right. You're not wrong.
But
You're
the
right.
Starbucks at the resorts, like they're not real Starbucks employees. I mean, they are, but they're not. It's not a real, they
Well,
don't know
it was
shit.
like the Westgate where it says we're proud to serve Starbucks,
Yes.
but
Same
they're
shit.
not a
They're not.
Starbucks company. They just serve Starbucks.
Yeah. So, I mean, that cold brew, dude, I only had the tall. My buddy had the big one. He was like, I'm having an anxiety attack. He's probably having a heart attack.
But it's like, I don't know. For me, it's like I enjoy the roller coaster where you're like, oh fuck, this was too much. This is too much. This is too much. But then then you get it starts to mellow, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Dude, it's like that 100 millis that I took that one night before we went to Vegas.
First of all, don't act like you remember any of that.
You have 100 milligram gummy?
By accident.
So I couldn't sleep. There was one night I couldn't sleep.
It was right before Worlds.
Right before Worlds.
Master
Yeah.
Worlds.
So it's like the Tuesday.
He goes like 6 days later. So
it was like the
matter.
Tuesday before Worlds, and we were leaving on like Wednesday or Thursday, something.
I go on Thursdays. Okay.
So I can't sleep. And I'm like, you know what? I'll just have an edible and it'll put me out. So I go and I'm like, one box, fucking empty. Go to the next one.
Fucking brownie or something.
God damn it, fucking empty. So then my son was working at a dispensary and he gave me these samples. They were just gummy samples. And I peel one open. I'm like, fuck it. Gulp, chew it up, eat it. And I'm laying in bed and I'm like, that was a bigger gummy than I normally take. I get up, put on my glasses, go over to the trash can, find the packet, and it was like, oh, okay, that's 10 milligrams per serving.
How much?
10 servings. 10 servings per. I was like, oh shit, I just took 100 milligrams.
I had,
at least at that point, you were sober enough to do the math.
So instead of falling asleep, there was like marching bands and MLK's doing his speech, and there was like all kinds of shit going on in my head. I couldn't sleep. So the next day, actually, before we left, we were supposed to go work out with Vin.
Nope.
And Amy wakes me up and she's like, hey, are you going to come with me? I was like, I can't move.
I am still high.
2 days. 2 days it took me to come down.
You had a high over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Amy had to drive to Vegas and I just had my head on the
we
window.
showed up and he's like, I accidentally took 100 milligrams.
Yeah, and he's like, let's go. He's going.
So there was a dispensary that opened up by the gym.
Yeah.
One day, and I decided to go get a bunch of weed because it was their grand opening.
Right.
And it was like 10 a.m. Right. I was like, hey, let's smoke a little bit. And we're smoking, and it's 11 o'clock when we finish. And I'm like, dude, I have to teach at 6. And the person that I'm with is like, yeah, you'll be fine. I was like, let's smoke another one. So we smoke another one, right? And it's infused. It's like 80% THC.
Oh, my God.
And it's noon, and I'm like, I don't think I can move. And I remember going to go teach, and I was like, I don't feel right.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah. But I've never been that person where I can get high and then go to jiu-jitsu.
No,
Like, that's not
I can't
me.
do it either.
I
can't roll.
Yeah, there was one time when I was in grad school, I had gone to train, and I had to submit a paper like by midnight, or I was going to get a bad grade. And I remember coming home, right? I showered, I ate the brownie, and then I started working on my paper. And like 20, 30 minutes goes by, and I'm typing away. My wife is sleeping in the bed behind me, and I'm typing away, and I'm like, is she talking? Like, what's she saying? And I messaged my friend. I'm like, hey, how strong is this thing? He's like, oh, it's 300 milligrams for the whole brownie.
Oh, my God.
Because they had a prescription for it. And I'm like, I ate the whole thing. They're like, you should just go to sleep. I was like,
I can't.
I have 30 minutes to turn this paper in.
Oh, my God.
I don't think I finished it, right? Because every time I typed, I would hear something. And I'd look over my shoulder like, hey, what is that? And I went and I woke my wife up. I'm like, hey, are you talking? She's like, no, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And I go back to my desk and I would type again. and I got like maybe a third of the way through the paper, and I just hit submit, and I was like, fuck, I hope that made sense. And I remember getting the grade back, and I got like an A on it. I was
Hey, there you go.
That's because they don't read it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was it was before COVID though. It was undergrad actually. It wasn't grad school. And I'm like, man, that was terrible. And then I turned the computer off, and I just keep hearing voices, and I'm like, this is
Oh
fucking
my
a
God.
bad idea. And my wife like wakes me up. She's like, you're talking in your sleep. And I'm like, I don't know who I'm talking to. Just let me go to sleep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude.
See, I've never like the closest I've been like maybe 10 milligrams too much before.
No, that
where
was
I've like
290
well,
milligrams.
because you know how inconsistent they are. Like if you take like if you're like a 10 or 20er, right? Like like if you switch manufacturers, you better start right back at zero.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because you don't know. Like some
Yeah.
of them might be like really fucking strong, or some of them are like, all right, I need 40 quote unquote milligrams of theirs or whatever. I've definitely like, but that's why I always tell people, I'm like, I'd much rather smoke it because like you if you get a little too high from smoking
You
it,
just stop.
chill. 30 minutes later, you're mellow.
You're good. Yeah.
If you take too much edible, you're in for a ride.
You're on that roller
It's
coaster,
a thing.
baby.
Yeah.
It's a thing for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's at least a couple hours.
Yeah. Moral of the story is I don't take edibles anymore.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quit doing it.
It's
I quit
been a
doing it
long
altogether.
time. Well, one, I don't like to wait, because you're like you have to take it like, oh, I want to be high in an hour.
Yeah. So what I do is I'll do the edible and then I'll hit the vape pen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll get me to sleep. And then
Little
I'll say-
Benjamin action, and I'm good.
Yeah, I like the pen. I like the pen just to like knock myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I need to feel it right away, I'll just go like smoke something.
Yeah.
But
I
man,
prefer flower way more than I prefer vape, though.
Yeah.
All right. This is going to take way too long to upload.
Yeah.
We're stopping.
All right.
All right,
3 hours. We did it.
I still
3
have
hours.
alcohol.
Yeah, I know. Hey, everybody, if you love the podcast or if you hate the podcast, please like and subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram. We are the BJJ Foxcast, and the Foxcast is available on every platform you can find a podcast. I can't get the words out right now.
He took 100 milligrams.
Carlos, thank you for coming on the show, brother.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Right on.
First podcast ever.
Yay, we did 3 fucking hours.
3
dude.
hours. That's
God.
insane. Wow.
All right, everybody. See ya.
Thank you.
This episode is brought to you by BioPro Plus. BioPro Plus is the faster, easier, and safer non-synthetic alternative to painful, expensive, and invasive anti-aging hormone treatments. The growth factors in BioPro Plus have the unique ability to regulate and restart the body's natural sex hormone production, and it also assists in raising glutathione levels, improving immune response, repairing DNA, promoting enhanced protein absorption, and supporting self-differentiation and proliferation. I don't know what any of that means, but I can tell you this. I've been using this stuff for about a year, and my ability to recover is through the roof. I'm training jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. I'm lifting weights 2 times a week, and the amount of time it takes for me to recover has reduced significantly. I'm 51 years old, and as an aging grappler, I got to do everything I can to stay on the mats. So I go through a pretty regimented recovery system, and BioPro. I also use the evening version. I forget what it's called, but it's fantastic. Get this stuff. Go to www.bioproteintech.com and put the promo code Foxcast. Promo code Foxcast will get you $30 off your order. Hit them up. You won't regret it.